and gentlemen, welcome to episode 70 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. I'm Dave McRae from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto. He's Tony Michael from Atlanta, Georgia. And today we are watching the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Man, this is going to be a good one. This is probably one of the better remakes of any slasher / no pun intended, horror movie out there. The one starring, of course, Jessica Biel, 2003. I saw this movie in the theater when it came out. Tony, how the hell are you doing? When was the last time you watched this movie?
I'm doing awesome. I'm just want to first comment, man. The graphics you did with the movie reel and the flags looks really, really good. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, cool.
First, there's like a 2-minute delay, so I'm like seeing you still talk at the moment. But no, it looks really, really good, man. I love it. Love it a lot.
Yeah. I thought you would. It was kind of, represent our two nations, and of course, coming together and having the little film strip in the middle. We're constantly improving here.
Getting those upgrades. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. How have you been? It feels like I haven't talked to you in a long time for some strange reason. From like last show to this one, it seems like a month has gone by.
Why does it feel like that?
It's just a busy week with work for me.
I think that's what it
is. Spending all weekend up at the campgrounds, shooting, doing the Friday the 13th photo shoot all weekend. So it was like adding all that in. It felt like a lot of time had gone by, because when you do so much stuff and cram it in such a short time frame, and then like you come to like today, I'm like, oh, I am so ready to sleep. Like I've hit that wall, because I've just been go. So
yeah. I guess you're right. I guess there is some of that. I don't know. Maya, I guess that would do it.
Dude, I've written some cool scenes for you. If anybody doesn't know, Dave's going to be in my fan film. I got a perfect part for him. And when I was up there, I was storyboarding a lot of like what I plan to do for my fan film. So when I share the photos, people can kind of get a feel of what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play Jason, even though I'm Jason in these photos.
Right.
Just, giving everyone the vibe. And then I was just thinking of like, I thought of this scene that will have a Loomis-esque vibe to it, and only you, my man, can pull it off.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing what that's about. I can't wait to see those photos as well. I mean, I did see that one with the girl with your hand over the mouth and the whole. Yeah, it was good. I like that. I like that. It's good stuff. Yeah. It's good stuff. Can't wait to see what you dish out there. It looked like a fun shoot. So yeah, folks, tonight we're watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, the remake. Arguably, again, people tend to really like this film. It's arguably one of the better remakes out there. And
it's my favorite remake of all the horror films that have been remade. It's probably my favorite for sure.
Right, exactly. So we are lined up. Tony, you want to tell them where we are lined up here for the show, for those of you that are watching along with us?
You just got a couple super chats. You want to get those really quick?
Oh, yes. Mendel Goodman sends a super chat, says, Tony, I love your Jason's Mother Day pick. It's perfect.
Sorry, David. I meant yours because I saw yours. I didn't see that one.
No, that's okay. Somebody just showing some love for your Mother's Day pick.
Oh, Sackhead holding the mom's head.
Holding the mom's head, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good stuff. David Coe sends in a super chat. Thank you, David. Says, Dave, love the behind-the-scenes video. However, I think since it's 2020, you may need an I'm offended sound effect. Love the show, guys. I definitely do. I definitely do need a I'm offended sound effect. Don't worry, there's a lot of room on there.
Voices on that too.
Oh yeah, there's so much more room I could put on there that I need to do that. I need to put on like all sorts of stuff. It's going to be fun. Big G sends a super chat, says, good choice for a slasher film tonight. I could not agree more. Okay, Tony, where are we? Where are we paused?
I am at 3 seconds where just the old G New Line Cinema logo is about to come in.
There you go, folks.
The motion one where, you know.
Yep. That's where we are. So
the
we'll
one
give you a
that
couple
I
of seconds.
associate Nightmare on Elm Street with everything on.
Yes, that I as a kid used to think it was two ladders. I thought it was two ladders.
Yes, I did too. I didn't think it was the film, and I was like, oh. No. As you get older, you're like, oh.
As you get older, you realize, oh, it's a film strip.
Right, it's not ladders.
It's not ladders. I as a kid, I was like, whenever I would see that, I would instantly think Freddy Krueger. I would think, the ladders, Freddy Krueger, the ladders. And I think it was my older brother at one time was like, ladders? What are you talking, ladders? Nah, it's two film strips. I'm like, right.
Makes sense.
That's right. Oh, that makes total sense. All right, let's do this. You guys ready? Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I got to admit, as far as logos go, it's probably one of my favorite logos for a company in film. New Lines.
I could not agree. I mean, I could not agree more. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, the lion from was it MGM? That's obviously iconic.
Yep. Absolutely. Love this opening.
Oh, the opening's great.
Yep.
So,
whereabouts are you right now? Just want to see if we're lined up.
Like a O-looking graphic thing is coming into play right now.
Okay.
I think that's I was going to say Platinum Dunes logo. No, it's the Radar. Pictures.
Yep. I think I might be a little ahead of you.
And now I got the black and white film footage. I see the ambulance there. They're carrying the body out.
And the voiceover coming in.
The voiceover about to come in.
Yep. What you're about to see. That's what's his face.
They did this so well. The opening of this here, it's
good. Yeah, it was good. It was really well done. Love the FBI agents there and everything, and
like from the moment when we saw this with my friends in theaters, like I was hooked. From like, okay, I'm in. I am in.
Yep. Because there's, and again, this goes back to what I said about Halloween 2018. I know Halloween seems to seep into our shows every fucking show, but one of the things I did like about the 2018 film, what I did like, which surprised me because it's ironic because I'm a big theater of the mind kind of guy, is that I liked that you saw the end result of a lot of the kills, not necessarily how the kills were done.
Sure.
There was an eeriness to it, like what the fuck happened here? That is the end result of whatever went on here. Now, of course, Halloween's not Texas Chainsaw, and this movie, certainly you do see some fucked up shit. But what I liked about this opening, going back, what I liked about it is you saw, the rib cages and the bodies and shit, and there was an eeriness to it. Like you're saying, Tony, when you're sitting there and you're watching it in the movie theater, there's this eeriness where it's like, how bad was it? Like, how bad was whatever the fuck happened that is the end result of what happened? Yeah. Like this guy here who's going into the basement talking about it, seeing the fingernail marks and
project footage, like
but when you see like the strands of hair and the nails marks, it's like, what the fuck happened here? That is the end result. Like that in itself is a somewhat theater of the mind-ish type of thing, because you're not seeing the kills happen. It's left up to you to go, fuck. You know what I mean? Like just
the
like
Leonard Skinner
cool stuff.
It's like every Southern Boy's anthem when he's riding in his Camaro or Mustang or whatever. Every Southern Boy's anthem or pickup truck.
Southpaw 82 says, as a kid, I love Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, 2003, my second favorite, and I actually never cared for the original. Sorry, TCM horror fans, just my opinion. It is just your opinion. It's all right.
You know what I think of this in comparison?
Thank you, Southpaw, for the super chat.
In comparisons to the original, I mean, obviously, I the original's in like my top 6 favorite horror movies of all time. I like the original better. But what I love about this film is like, I feel like this is the original, but on steroids. Like it just got a dose of steroids. Like fucking what's his name there? Michael Bay, right? Who's in
Michael Bay produced it.
Produced it, right? Michael Bay was like, I'm just juicing this bad boy up, and this is what we got with this version. And I love that. You know what I mean?
No, it is. I mean, I admit it's one of the better remakes. I mean, it is because it takes what was good. Because listen, the original Texas Chainsaw is dated. There's a lot of things I like about it, and there's a lot of things that I think maybe we could have axed a little bit, no pun intended, left on the cutting room floor, sped up maybe the pacing a bit. Like they took what was good, the core of the original film, and modernized it. And did a really good job of it. The pacing's really good in this movie.
Pacing's great. The characters are all great, from not even just the kids here, but even Hewitt's family. And
right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was good. It was a good movie. I didn't care for much after it though, unfortunately. But
you didn't like the Jordana Brewster one?
Nah.
Really? I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't as good as this one. But
is that the one? Right. Is that the one that's
the prequel?
Oh, the prequel. Oh, the Texas Chainsaw, the beginning.
The beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's nowhere near this, but it's I can watch it. It's not
right.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, I understand. That's right. John Larroquette doing the voiceover at the beginning. That's right. That was
John Larroquette?
It was.
I did not know that.
It was. Yeah, doing the voiceover
I love the color
in the beginning
tone of this movie too. The color tone, the grading they did.
They did a great job.
This is my shit.
For
modern stuff. I like the old look on film, but for modern, I love this color tone.
Yeah, they did a good job. It doesn't nowadays, some of the color grading they do on movies today, like this turquoisey orange shit. Like, fuck, I hate
Contrast.
Oh, I hate everything is like this turquoise orange, like it's like, God, get rid of that shit. It's like a filter they just throw on or something. When you're color grading a film, folks, you don't just throw. I know that a lot of software comes with, already like
presets.
Filters. Yeah, presets. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. Presets. Thank you. And they're great. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. Sometimes you can use a preset, pop in a preset, and it happens to work. But 9 times out of 10, folks, manually color grade your photos, because every shot has to be color graded the same way.
Exactly.
And sometimes, depending on how you shoot a film, the lighting, and sometimes you'll have to make adjustments from one shot to the next. What's Jessica Biel doing now, anyway? 2 pounds a pot.
She threw out that joint, though, man. I don't like the fact she threw out that J. But what's she doing now? She's married to what's his name there, Timberlake.
Right? Oh, right. Forgot about that. Good old Justin Timberlake.
Well, that's what she's doing.
Yeah. Oh, making out while driving. Imagine the van veered off the road right there, hit a tree, the credits rolled, that was it. That was the end of the movie. The woman in the middle of the road didn't even budge. Are we at the same spot? The van's just come to a stop?
Went around her, and the pot came out of the
okay.
pinata-looking thing.
I'm a little bit ahead of you.
And now they're like kind of following her along the side of the road. This is like a poster image that they did.
Yep, that's right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen it in a long time. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, which came out 3 years after this movie, in 06, I believe, tells the story of this woman, right?
Is she
the...
It's Jordana Brewster's character. This... I think this is happening because the end of Texas Chainsaw beginning, you see a shot of the van driving, heading towards the direction of where shit's about to go down.
Okay.
So my guess would be that as the van is heading into the direction, the events of what this girl and her family are going through are probably happening at that moment, because the beginning is all Jordana Brewster and her friends' story arcs.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
I'm thinking that's how it is.
Right.
I can't say for sure.
I got you. That's great stuff.
Yeah. I also love that they brought in. I just know her from Blair Witch. She's hot. I like little redhead curly hair girl.
I forget her name.
I only remember her from this and Blair Witch Blair Witch Book of Shadows.
Gotcha. Intel Wild sends in a super chat, says, Rob Zombie totally should have made a Texas Chainsaw instead of being handed the keys to the Halloween franchise. I agree.
I could see Rob Zombie taking the reins of TCM. That's definitely more in his wheelhouse than Chainsaw. I agree with that.
The only thing with Rob Zombie is that I find most of his characters in his movies are all hick. And it's like, Rob, not everybody's a hick. Like, he'd be great directing the hick stuff. You know,
which ultimately that's what Chainsaw is, you know.
It is, but then you got these characters here, which are not necessarily hick.
True.
You know, they're sort of normal, somewhat. I mean, they're Southern, obviously, but Southern in terms of where they are. I love that the scene here is not like I found in the original film the opening, like the scene with the guy and it was too long. It went on too long. I never would have entertained a creep fuck weirdo like that. I would have been like, get the fuck out of my van.
Yeah.
Just was. I think it went on too long. This is just the right amount of like fucked up.
Although there's moments in the original van with what's his name there? He's the brother. He's the,
that's right.
He's the brother of.
That's the guy I'm talking about.
Of Sawyer, Bubba Jr. Some people call him Bubba. Some people call him Jr. Rex, Tex, something like that.
Something like that.
Anyways, I thought that there were great moments, though, disturbing moments in the way Hooper filmed in the original that I liked. Bringing that anxiousness of wanting the scene to come to an end.
Right.
And I like that.
I understand.
She just went straight to blowing that shit off.
She did. That was like a big gaping hole right at the back of her head.
I'm curious to see what the new guys do with. I guess they're doing a direct sequel again to the original.
I believe that is what they're doing. Yeah, they're doing a direct sequel to the original.
So,
which I haven't heard too much about it recently.
See what they do with that.
Yeah. But this is good. I mean, it's probably one of the better horror remakes out there, for sure. Robert Andrew Paul says, thanks for the super chat. Andrew Brenarski is one of the most intimidating slashers of all.
Isn't that that's Leatherface in this film? I believe. Leatherface in this film.
Okay, I was going to say, is that the name of a movie? I thought that was the actor.
No, I'm almost. I don't remember his. I know it's Andrew something. I'm almost positive his name is that. Unfortunately, I can't think of him like Gunnar Hansen. But if that's the dude's name, that's the reason why I don't do this version of Leatherface photos is because I need somebody of that stature. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You can't do this version of Leatherface even with my guy who looks great as the Gunnar Hansen version. I could not do this version of Leatherface because you need that. You need this size.
You do.
And he was perfect. He's just mean, big, and just badass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I might just have to contact Andrew himself and be like, hey dude, you want to get dressed up?
Dude, what are you doing? Let's do it. Maybe he lives in the area.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe he does. I don't know.
I'll fly him out.
Yep, should. I don't think I missed any others. No, I did not. Great to see everybody in here. 180 people have joined us tonight as we watch the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And you just throw away all that weed. You got to
look at him. He just threw it all away.
Damn.
What he does for a woman. What guys will do.
Ken.
What guys
That's
will do.
That's why your face gets peeled off.
What guys will do for a woman.
Yeah,
he's even throwing.
He's
throwing away the weed. He's throwing away the weed. He's throwing away the weed. What men will do for some, you know what?
Well, if it was Jessica Biel, I'll pretty much do the same thing.
There you go. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what it's all about.
Totally quit weed for that. Absolutely.
RB Hartunian. Dave, do you think we'll get 4K releases on classic horror movies?
You mean like Dracula and stuff?
You mean like the old school Universal monsters and stuff? I don't know.
Movies from like the 30s and 40s. That would be. I mean, I know it's painstaking for them to do it in HD.
Yeah.
4K. Man, I don't know.
I don't even know how that would look. Could look great. Could look pretty strange.
I don't know, but sometimes, like, I just watched the other day The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's a great 1920s horror film. Everybody needs to have that in their collection. It's so good. Silent film, so fucking good. And just the art design of that film is amazing because it's all set that they drew and painted and whatnot. And
yeah.
But thinking about that, I don't know if I'd want to see it in 4K. Half the charm is the 1920 footage.
That's just it. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. The other day I watched, I can't believe it's taken me this long to see it, but I watched Sunset Boulevard, 1950.
Really?
Fantastic movie.
You just saw it.
Just saw it for the first time. What a terrific movie.
It's one of my dad's favorites.
Oh, it's so good. Such a great movie. Such a great performance from Swanson there. So good.
Okay, this is killing me. I can't think of this chick's name.
The redhead here?
Yeah, the chick.
Should we throw it out to the chat? What's her name, folks? The actress, the redhead here. Put it in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the chat room. The chat room's going to come through. Chris Baber sends us a super chat. Thank you, Chris, my man. Says R. Lee Ermy, or is it? I thought it was Emery. Is it Emery or Ermy?
Ermy. I thought it was.
Is it Ermy? Oh no, you could be right. Yeah, it is probably. Saves this movie. Yeah, he's great in this movie. He's good at playing those kinds of characters. Let's just say he's very good. Mr. Carter 03 says, "Hey Dave, glad to be back as your patron, my man. Glad to have you back, Mr. Carter. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Carter." The chat room is looking it up right now.
Erica Learson. Yeah, that's right. Because her name, I think, is Erica in Blair Witch Book of Shadows, if I'm not mistaken. I think her name is Erica as well, too. Thanks, guys. I kept looking and I couldn't get my phone to connect, so I was like, damn it.
Whereabouts are you? I'm at the point where they're looking at the outhouse. They just kind of walked away from it.
No, they're in the store talking to the older woman. She's on the phone.
Yep. It's she's on the phone right now, right?
Yeah. And she's got it on hold, looking back at them, talking to them, and she's going back.
Yep. It's just the three guys there at the moment. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell you, man, if I was down there and I walked into a diner that looked like that and saw a woman like that, I'd be getting the fuck out of there.
I don't know. You should see some of the places that I go to, man.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's something funky going on somewhere around there.
I see a lot of places like this all the time.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there is a real fucked up situation going on right now somewhere down there.
Oh, yeah, like this past weekend, one of the girls had to stop and go to the bathroom, so we pulled into a little mom and pop little place like this. Had very similar vibes, and me and her brothers just stood outside the door, just making sure no dumb shit happens.
Oh yeah, yep. Young man.
And I like
she's great. Great performance.
I like the fact that how they styled the kids here too. Like they seem more natural 70s versus to like let me try to make it look 70s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's not overly produced. It's not too much in your face. I do believe that they are who they are. Yeah, I believe that these characters are really who they are. You know, I don't see young actors who never lived in the 70s overdoing it. You know what I mean? It just they're just essentially acting like themselves dressed in 70s clothes.
Exactly. Sometimes you see films set in the 70s and they got their people looking like Superfly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that too. And
everybody dressed like that.
They're overusing 70s lingo. You know what I mean? And that's not the actor's fault. That'd be in the writing, of course. Exactly. But no, it's nuanced. I mean, I buy it.
Okay, now this shit,
great set.
I would not be just going off road into some backwoods shit. You know what I mean? Like,
no, never.
Even though I do it anyway sometimes for some of the locations I shoot at.
Now, whereabouts was this shot? Was this down near you?
No, I don't think this was. Maybe it was.
No. Was this in Texas?
It might have been. Yeah, I don't.
Because just because it's called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't necessarily mean it was shot in Texas, but it may have been shot in Texas.
Yeah, because the house is in Texas. I've seen videos.
Oh, is it? Is it in Texas? Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, filming locations included Granger, Manor, Taylor, and Wahlberg, Texas.
Cool. How far of a drive is Texas from you?
Enough
to get to the border. to get to the border.
Oh, it'd probably take me, because I wouldn't do it straight. It'd probably take me, just to the border. Yeah. I want to say maybe 13 hours to the border, but then it's like another 13 hours just to drive through fucking Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big state. Yet the province of Ontario is bigger than Texas. It's insane.
Really? That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
I hate driving through big states because it's like you feel like you're there forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Excuse me, nobody asked her to blow her head off in our van. My van. Like, dude, fuck, man. You got an inferiority complex right there, buddy. Machete Slasher says, hey, Dave, I've been wanting to know how you stream these. Like, how do you get Tony's perspective and have it on screen? Because I want to do a similar stream. Well, I use a program called Wirecast, but you can use a program called OBS. You can use a program called XSplit. It'd be very difficult for me to go into details right now because we've got to keep the show moving. But there's a free program which does similar things called OBS, stands for Open Broadcast Software. You can download it. It's free. There's always a learning curve for these kinds of things. It's not just, open up and away you go. You got to learn, the ins and outs and the clicks and where everything goes and how to, import people and set it all up. But certainly that's where I would direct you to do it first if you've never done it. I wouldn't recommend Wirecast because it's unnecessary if you've never done it.
It's also a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I do it.
I love this little kid, Jedediah. I think that's his name, Jedediah, creepy little kid.
He's a creepy little fucker, that little kid. The Filmatic sends in a generous super chat. Thank you so much, Filmatic. Says, just want to say streams like this and Wham streams help me out to get a distraction from stuff I'm going through in my life. Dark period for me and had bad thoughts, but I'm getting the help I need. Much love, Jeff. Much love, Jeff Harris. Well, Jeff, we really appreciate you sending that in, man, and supporting the channel and being open about how you're feeling, what you're going through. It ain't easy, man. We're here for you. Just stay strong and do your best to surround yourself with people who can lift you up. And if that means throughout your day just hanging out with Mike and Jay and myself and Tony virtually through a computer, then that's great, man. We're just really happy that our shows can have that sort of residual effect on you. You know what I mean? So just stay strong. You will get whatever you're going through. You will get through it. You will, man. You will. You will.
Everything he just said, I concur.
I'm at the scene now where the inferiority complex
open up.
Yeah, that's right. He's got the thing in his hand. He's like, come on, man, come on.
And the possum.
Yep.
I need to get me like a really good looking possum and put it in my Chainsaw Massacre shoots.
I thought you were going to say, I need to get myself a really good looking woman. I just need to, that's, I don't know. That's what I thought you were going to say. That's what I thought you were going to say. Boom.
Robert Sidoff, did you guys like the Fog remake? I like the actor, Tom Welling. He's in Smallville, one of my favorite TV shows. But unfortunately, the remake fell short for me. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, the remake was not very good. There were things about the remake I thought were kind of cool and kind of interesting, but the remake as a whole I didn't like. I mean, The Fog is one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It actually could be
great film.
I actually think if I was to rate my favorites, not necessarily his best, but my favorites, not saying The Fog isn't one of his best, I'm just saying, would be Halloween and then probably The Fog, then maybe The Thing. And then, you go after that. But yeah, I really like The Fog. And The Fog soundtrack is terrific.
That's
great soundtrack.
For me, it would be Halloween, Christine.
That's a good one.
Thing, and then The Fog. And then Escape.
Yeah. Yeah, Christine's a good one too, man. Imagine seeing this little fucked up. Like, why would you stay there? Like, I'm sorry. At this point, if At this point, I'd be like, let's just leave the body here. Let's drive out of here. Drive to the next town. Call the police. Like, to the next. I know that's what they try to do, and they end up with what's his fucking face. But, of course, if this was reality, they would have no way of actually knowing they've stumbled upon something really horrific, right? Exactly. So it's easy for us to say that, but they don't know that they're in any danger. So, anyways, we're at the scene here where, what's his kid's name again?
Oh, Jedediah.
Jedediah, that's right. Jedediah, the weird kid with the buck teeth, is talking to the...
Like, if I ever did decide to have a kid, which the likelihood of that is probably slim to none, I'd want to fight tooth and nail if I had a boy to name my kid Jedediah. That's just like a cool name, dude. That's just like, can you walk into school? What's your name? Jedediah.
If I had a kid and I had a son, I would literally name my son G-Poop-a-Poop. I'm just telling you.
What's your name? G-Poop-a-Poop.
G-Poop-a-Poop. That's right. G-Poop-a-Poop. G-Poop-a-Poop. Can you imagine that in class? Ryan here, Kevin here, G-Poop-a-Poop.
Poor kid. He'd have a whole
people would just start
and that would suck for him.
Yes, it would. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Love this shot. Tony, I bet he likes this as a photographer. The light rays coming through. Woo!
Yeah. Well, and beautiful. This is in Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, all these southern states with these types of overgrown type trees. This is very common. It's very easy to take photos like that down here.
Oh, that's gorgeous. And love like the light rays coming through.
I'm trying to think of the name of the willow trees.
Right. The weeping willows.
Yeah, you know what I mean? When they're coming hanging down like that and the rays of lights coming through.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, we have them up here too. We have them up here as well.
Yeah, the cinematography in this movie is spot on. There's really nothing that I can say bad about it.
Yep.
Everything's framed right, like the house here, the negative space leading you up to the house in the background.
Yep.
Just fucking beautifully done.
Oh yeah.
You could tell that the person behind really knows what they're doing when it comes to framing their shot.
Yeah, love the shot. House on the right side of the frame. That beautiful thing on the love it.
From the garage or whatever it was, the point of view of them walking past that, and it's in shadow. Like just really good.
Yeah. Now, does anybody know the backstory of this house in reality? Was it
It's a real house.
It's a real house
in Texas, and now they've got like it blocked off and gated, and they'll tell you can take pictures from the street, but they don't want people going up to the house anymore because the owners just got annoyed with people showing up. And being like, hey, can I come into your house?
Was this house? I assume it was also in Texas Chainsaw at the beginning.
Yep. Yeah. Great house though.
Great. Fantastic. Fucking creepy as fuck. You can gar him if you want to, you little fucker. I did great casting on this.
Absolutely. Every character actor in this film plays their part perfect. Character actor meaning the family members. Whether it's the grandpa here or Hermes, we're going to see him here soon.
He's great.
He's literally like he's the star of this movie next to Jessica Biel's ass there.
That's right.
Perfectly silhouette.
Hermes is the kind of guy that you are just waiting for him to say, "Oh, skull, fuck you, bitch." That's right. Or maggot. That's right. You're just kind of waiting for it. Yeah, what a great. But I gotta say this though. To whoever, because obviously the house I don't believe was built with the intention to have it look ominous. Why would you build such an ominous looking house? Because the house itself, even without Texas Chainsaw, if I saw that house way in the distance driving on the road, I'd be like, I'm not fucking going. I don't care if they got the balloons and I don't care if it's just, like what the. It's such a creepy looking house without the movie.
And I can't remember if it's this film or if it's the beginning. Like one of my favorite photographs of the house is when it's at night and it's backlit and you see it like lit up. You've seen that. That's a fucking amazing shot.
Yes. Now, do you know, did they shoot inside? Are the interiors there as well? Or is it just the exteriors?
That's a good question because I've never seen any video of inside the house. I've only seen people take footage and share it on YouTube outside, unless someone can point me in the direction to see. I don't know. Yeah. But I know everything like the property, like all the exteriors were shot there.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I love, here he is. Here's the sheriff. I love how he shows up and he spits. And but when he spits, he's got a wad of shit just goes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Take an educated guess, but
I'm going to say she's dead.
I'm going to say she's dead. I'm just going to...
Doesn't he stick his fingers in her too? He does that, right? Or something like that? Something gross like that? Like, come on. I mean, at that point, you got to say to yourself, I'm fucking out of here. Like, there's no way that I would trust a police officer at this point. You know, I don't think I would trust a cop that shows up going,
I guess that's the body right there.
I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I am literally all those years of jogging. I am running down the street. I ain't looking back. I'm just going to continue to run. I'm just it. I'm fucking in fighting mode, man. I would not help this old man. I would let him, I would let him just.
Dave, you're just not having anything to do with this house, are you?
I would not, that old man, I would let sit there. Hey, come help me. And then he's like, I'd be like, I'd be like, hey, listen, you shit your pants. What would you do if I wasn't here? What would you do if I wasn't here? You'd just sit there? No, you'd call somebody else. Get the other guy. Get the other brute to come down or whatever. Fuck, man. It's just, he's sitting there all day. That's right. He's sitting there all day. That's what Austin 5291 says.
Hell yeah.
Like, okay, listen, watch what he does to the body, folks. Takes the gun.
And then he puts it into his holster, or no, his shoe or something. Like right there, like that's evidence.
Yeah, yes,
I'd be
exactly.
Like, okay, this is fucking not right.
I'm done. I'm gone. I'm running down the street. I'm done. I'm done.
Cop in the field. Cop in the field on the Beal booty.
He was. He copped the feel. The Beal booty.
She probably was whispering to him, you better, enjoy it while you can.
That's right. Yeah. The Beal booty. Squealing like a pig, folks. Squealing like a pig. Gotta be out of there. Yeah, there. Warren Harmer says you have to remember Leatherface has a killer family. They had the entire family is deranged. They're all killers.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So the guy's name is Uncle Monty. He's not the grandpa in this. Okay. Did not know that.
Uncle Monty. Who's the grandpa? Is there a grandpa? Maybe not. Maybe
I know there's the old woman, but is she considered the grandmother?
I don't know.
Oh, see, I don't know the Oh yeah, this is I love this with the old commercial drum and then coming into frame for the first time, hitting Kemper over the head.
This is great. Here it comes.
That was perfect.
Yeah. Woo!
I love old animated cartoons like that from the 30s and mostly from the 30s.
Yes.
So good. They don't animate like that.
That was intense, folks. That was intense. Robert Kitzmiller sends a super chat, says, Blair Witch and Texas Chainsaw, would they be the iconic horror films they are today if it had not been for the based on true events marketing?
Are we talking about, I'm assuming you're talking about Hooper's original Chainsaw and
I think so,
the original Blair Witch?
Yeah. Well, Blair Witch would not have been as successful if it was released today. Blair Witch is... I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's certainly not. It's a
product of its time. That's why it's successful.
The Blair Witch made about $155 million at the box office, became the highest grossing independent movie in motion picture history. There is
on a $2 budget.
Yeah, literally, practically. Anyway, no, it was one of the first movies to be marketed via the internet in the ways that it was. And a lot of people thought, not only people didn't necessarily believe, it wasn't just people that thought it was based on a true story. People thought the footage in the movie was real. People thought that they were actually watching the true story. It's not just based on, and it was some sort of fictional narrative. There were a lot of people that actually thought they were watching the found footage of these documentary filmmakers or whatever. And it was just, it was at a time when people, people were still calling it the internet, and, saying, things like www dot, I mean, it was in its infancy, man. There was no social media. I mean, it was ICQ and Windows MSN Messenger was like a month old. You know what I mean? It was a very different,
the movie itself is set in 94, so there's no internet in the film.
Well, that's right. But in terms of the marketing, it was brilliant marketing. One of the first of its kind via the internet. And so, no, today, if it had come out today, it would just be another, been there, done that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Very different. It made a lot of its money. I don't necessarily believe in repeat watches, although I'm sure there are some people that did watch. It was brilliant marketing. But the movie itself, I find is, it was, but there were a lot of people that went, saw it, and left thinking it was real.
It's weird. It's still one of those movies. Well, we've talked about this. I still like the movie. I really do. I still like it.
It's a fine movie. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't hate on it. It's one I watch every October. It's just one of those cool, fun movies to go back to. And I think, because again, it was a product of its time and like everything you just described.
Yeah.
Chainsaw, I still think would have been, I don't think they marketed the Chainsaw first film based on true events.
I don't believe so. I don't think that was a big thing. No, I don't think so.
I think they did it with this one though, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did something that this was based on true events with this film.
Yeah. And
I could be wrong on the 74 though. They might have done that as well too, based on true events.
Maybe. The
don't give me any crap, young lady.
See, at that point, I'd be gone.
Oh, putting a body in the back of a trunk? Yeah, forget it.
I'd be like, fuck this.
This is wrong on so many levels.
I am running. I am leaving. I need to survive this story. I am out of here. They're just tossing the body in the trunk. I'm out of here, man. I'm gone.
Chastity Smith, yes, I agree with you. Just like Paranormal Activity, found footage and scary events made it popular. That's 100%. Paranormal found the lightning in the bottle that Blair Witch found.
Yep, absolutely. Great shot there of Jessica Biel coming through the rays of sunshine, falling upon it. Great shot. That's a great shot. That'd be a great still image right there. Get it blown up, send it to Tony.
I love this basement. I love this. Just everything about this is just dirty and just grimy and just fucking
look
intense.
At the blood fall. Ugh, it's great stuff. It's great. Yeah, they did a great. It feels wet.
It feels wet. Yes, it does feel wet,
damp.
Yeah.
Seeing all the teeth hanging there and everything, and it's not stable because you got like the water that's like it just feels so archaic and
yeah. And fitting for Leatherface.
Oh yeah, 100%. And watching him like cut the shirt off the guy and getting the razor, and then seeing the guy's head there, just the face and everything, and the needle and shit. Like it's great. Because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, again, it's not like the series was anything great. I mean, the Texas Chainsaw, I know that, look, there are people that like part 2 and 3, and that's fine. But it was never a great series. Right. It was never a great series. I mean, you could make the argument that the first Texas Chainsaw from 74 is really the best one out of them all. And the 2 is some weird comedy, and 3, I mean, that's just kind of just it. So for a lot of people seeing this movie in 2003, it was their first introduction to the Texas Chainsaw world. And a lot of people saw this long before they ever saw any of the original series.
I love how he whistles to her and snap his fingers, say, come on. No fucking way could he do that shit today.
Yep.
So many people would be offended by that scene.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And it's like, fuck, who cares? See, that's how you keep them there, though, right? Is that you eventually have one of them go missing, and then if you want to run away because you think this is fucking weird, you feel like a dick because like, well, I'm out of here, but everybody else like, yeah, what about Kemp? We can't just leave Kemp, man. It'd be like me, Tony, everybody. Hey, like, what about Tony? We can't just leave Tony, And I'd feel like a dick then, taking it. So that's how you draw some believability into it. It's like, okay, well. I guess they're sticking around now because one of them's gone missing. You got to find their friend. I love the car graveyard.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, I even though I don't have a guy to do the 2003 Leatherface, I could do something like this with my 1974 Pretty Woman Leatherface. I think a car yard like this, because we have a lot of car yards like this in Georgia with these old cars like this. And I was just thinking like that actually could work. What
would be cool? A cool photo would be the girl, a car yard, girl is in the car, and she's like this or something, but Leatherface is on top of the car with a chainsaw. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Going down like this. Yes.
That's what I was thinking in my mind. Yeah, but it would be like the Pretty Woman, what he looked like at the end of the first film with the suit and the pretty face on.
Right. Yeah.
That could actually be a good photo. I like that.
Not bad. I'll send you an invoice.
Checks in the mail.
All right, sounds good. This is fucking weird. Colin McCormick says, my parents and siblings hate horror movies. So this was the first horror movie I ever saw in theaters. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. That's really
cool. I
can
see that with the a lot of the people who follow us, that this would be in their wheelhouse of their first horror film.
Totally. I could absolutely see it. Frank Riker says, with all the words Dave McRae and Tony Michael are using, you would think they were watching a naughty film. A naughty film.
Naughty film.
A naughty film.
Naughty.
It's probably true. Halen Cox says, this was the first horror one. This was the first one I saw as a kid and was terrified and loved it. See, there you go. I saw this in the theaters, yeah, with a bunch of people back in 2003. I don't really remember the experience, the theater experience, but I do remember, I think I enjoyed the movie. I was like, I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Scott Seven sent you in a trooper chat.
A trooper chat.
You should do it because I can't talk apparently.
Scott Seven sends in a trooper chat, says, Dave, I was watching one of your Halloween 2 videos and you said, nice touch, as Garfield would say, nice touch. Haha, huge Garfield fan here. Oh, I'm a big Garfield fan too, man. Love me some Garfield.
That orange cat.
Although I will say I'm partial to Alfonso Music. I think that was his name, right? Was it Alfonso Music?
The original voice.
The original voice? I think it was Alfonso. His last name was Music. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Alfonso Music. Alfonso Music? Why does that not sound right? I think it was Alfonso. He'll let me know. Love me some original Garfield, man. Lorenzo Music. That's right. Alfonso. I knew it didn't sound right. I was like, Alfonso? That doesn't sound right. Lorenzo. That's right. Lorenzo Music.
The only Alfonso I know is the dude who played Carlton on Fresh Prince.
Right. I don't know why. But as soon as I said it, I was like, that doesn't sound right. And no, sure enough, yeah, Lorenzo Music. Yeah, who doesn't fucking like Garfield, man? Every Christmas, my girlfriend and I will bust out Garfield's Christmas. We'll watch Garfield's Thanksgiving. We do. We watch it. We watch the old school TV specials that we grew up with as kids. I love me some Garfield. I had like his books too and stuff. Oh yeah, love Garfield. Good old John Arbuckle. What a stooge.
I love the set design, man. Just the pantyhose just hanging there.
That's great stuff.
Like if I walked in that in the chicken there, like just fucking great set design.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff, man.
The crazy part is I walk into a lot of these abandoned houses, and this is the shit I walk into. That's why I don't need a set design. It's there and ready for me.
Yeah, I mean, imagine. I love that. I love that shot of, Leatherface looking through the eye hole there. I wouldn't like the fact that he goes like this in the bin and touch it. I would never do that. Would you do that? Would you put your fingers in the bin and touch it? No, you wouldn't do that. You can see what's there. There's no way I'd be touched. Fuck, I'd need 9,000 tetanus shots coming out of there, man. There's no way. Oh, my goodness.
Someone asked where we're at in the minutes. I'm at 43.50, which is Uncle Monty just rolled into frame. He's kind of silhouette, Jessica Biel and blonde hair, shaggy hair looking dude. I can't remember his name. They're talking.
Yeah, they're talking. They're in the house right now. I'm not there yet. They're not outside yet.
No, they're inside the house.
Oh yeah, they're inside. Yeah. I'm in the same spot. I have a shot of Beal's ass and the other guy's ass. Ethan LeBlanc sends a super chat, says, looking good, gents. You too, Ethan.
The door, and we're about to get big boy.
Here he comes. Here he comes. He just opens it up, and he just like, fucking man. I wish I was this
chainsaw is just... The chainsaw itself is frightening. Forget Leatherface. The fucking chainsaw itself is like, what
the fuck? My God, yes. And this is where like shit gets real.
Steroids.
Yeah, and this is where shit gets real. Like he opens the door and she starts running through like the laundry sheets outside and shit gets real right here. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Fuck.
Well, because when you think of what Gunner used is what I use in my photos. It's that chainsaw is a lot smaller than this thing. That thing is just fucking frightening.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's great. Like the blade is like as long as me.
Seriously. It looks like it is as big as us.
Yeah. What would you do? Like, what would you do? My God.
Gotta have a clothesline scene in every horror film, just like Halloween.
You do. Did she say, or did he say run? I think he did, and she left, obviously.
Something like that, yeah.
And he leaves. So he gets out. He goes through the door. He gets out. Now, you would think that he'd be able to get away because he's younger. He's
not carrying a 500-pound chainsaw.
Right, and he's more fit. I mean... Leatherface is big. He's got a chainsaw. Come on, man. Just fucking run. Oh, but he goes the wrong way. Oh, right in the... Oh, his leg is gone. It's gone. Can you imagine? It's gone. Oh.
Let me know when you see... let me know when you see the dog barking, because I'm ahead of you by a minute.
Are you?
Yeah, there's a little dog barking. When you see that, tell me.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Jessica Biel's running through. How do these things always get? It's weird. Running through. Dog's barking now. Dog's there. I just see the dog's face. He's coming.
Carrying down the stairs.
He's coming down the stairs. Oh, the fingernails. Oh, the fingernails. Yeah.
I hate that shit. Yeah. All right, we're good. We're even.
Seeing Hewitt. Of course, when I was
another great shot. That's a picture that I want to get, the Hewitt picture of the mailbox.
That'd be awesome. In 2003, when I saw that, my first thought was Jennifer Love Hewitt. Good night, everybody. Couple super chats came in. Southpaw82 says, do your thing. Cause from TCM 3D, oh my God, cringy.
TCM
3D. Oh, I can't.
3D.
I haven't seen it.
Alexandria Daddario. It starts off good. It starts off as picking up from where the first one left off.
Oh, right. I did see it
at the beginning, and then it just falls fucking.
Yeah, I did see. I didn't like that they made us empathetic for Leatherface, like they made him an anti-hero. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. He's a fucking murderer. He's fucking crazy. Scott77 sends a super chat. Thank you so much, Scott. Says, you guys like Steve Jablonski's score to this movie. It's so creepy. He often does this scary breathing vocal effect whenever Leatherface is on screen. I'll have to pay more attention. Admittedly, Scott, I'm monitoring the show here as well. I can hear it. I can hear the dialogue and the music, but it's not up at a high volume. So I'd have to pay more attention maybe when I watch it on my own. But I do like the score. Oh,
the score is phenomenal. And Tom, I can't pronounce your last name, Ungarin. I'm sorry, dude. This movie did not use that much blood either. And you just don't realize it. And you're right, because of how they made this film, it comes across like a super bloody, gory film.
Right.
In its presentation, but it's not. It's very much like the original Chainsaw, in that they don't use a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, another reason why I like, there it is, the house lit up at night. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes. That shot is just fucking on point.
Oh, it's an amazing shot.
I didn't mean to cut off my response.
It's an amazing shot.
I agree with you on that, 100%.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing shot. Like, imagine being this guy right now. What would you be? Well, I guess not a whole lot. You'd probably be in shock. You'd be in shock. Like, you wouldn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Hook go in your back.
Oh, here it comes. Oh!
And I love it. Just like he sees like a oh shit, like that moment where the camera focuses and he looks and he's like, oh shit, he knows what's about to happen.
Oh yes. Oh, and he's gonna put like salt in his. Oh, yeah, he's got to cauterize it.
That shit.
Woo! Stacy Rockefeller sends a super chat. Thank you, Stacy. Says, I'm not a fan of the chainsaw chopping limbs off like a lightsaber. I like in the first when it got stuck in skin and chewed it up. Felt more real. Ooh, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
I think when you look at the two chainsaws, it's more realistic what Gunner was using, and that's what it would do. It would be gutting through the bones, and you could feel it like it's going through the bones, and it's having a hard time doing that shit. Whereas this thing that Homeboy's carrying in this film, yeah, it would slice a leg off in seconds. Because I mean, look at the damn thing. That thing should be taking trees down.
That's it.
And I don't mean small trees. I'm talking like red oak fucking California trees.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I think, you motherfuckers?
Robert Andrew Paul sends a super chat and says, people thought the salt was for torture. It was actually to preserve the meat. Pretty disturbing. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. He wants the meat, bitches. He wants the meat. Love this cop. Love him. Who doesn't want a cop like this in their town? I'm telling you, man.
He plays it so well.
Oh, he's great. Miss him. He played a lot of well, he was in the beginning too, right? He was in.
Yeah, he was.
Texas
you
Chainsaw
see how he ends up with a cop uniform because he takes out a cop. Spoiler.
That's right. I remember that. Wasn't he in another movie that was kind of like where he's playing that kind of a, not Full Metal Jacket, but there was some other like hick movie or hick part he had. What fuck was it?
Almost like every movie he's in, he's that type.
It seems like
he's that character type.
It does seem like that. I do agree. Oh, there he is sewing the face. That's great. I love it. He knows how to sew. He knows how to use a sewing machine, folks. He knows how to sew and use a sewing machine.
I will say this. In the in the 74 film, I like the Pretty Woman mask better than the Kill mask. But in this, I like the Kill mask, which is the first mask Leatherface wears, versus Kemper's face, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I do too.
Call it a Pretty Woman. I'm just saying, I don't think they should have ever changed it. I would have kept
handsome man.
Handsome man, yeah, handsome man. I would have kept it what you had, because what you had was fucking perfect.
Yeah, it was. I agree. I totally agree. I just would have kept it. I would have kept it, and I would have had her discover the face some other way. Like she just sees it on the, Yeah. Look at this guy.
Are you afraid of a little blood? Get the fuck over there, you little fuckers. You afraid of a little blood, a little brain
Not
activity?
so much the blood, but it's the brain.
Yeah, maybe you could use a bit of that brain in yours. Eh?
The intensity in this scene, though, is so great, and the lighting just really creates the intensity.
Oh yeah, yep. No, it's good.
It's an intense uplighting.
It's fun stuff. It's definitely fun stuff. It's great to see 191 people in the chat room here. Are you guys watching along with us, or you just here for the show? Are you just here for me and Tony to be like, oh, ooh?
Come on now, put that gun in your mouth, motherfucker.
There's what's great about this character too is that you could totally believe that this sheriff has a sadistic sexual side to him, and that he would absolutely 100% fuck both men and women.
Oh,
and
for
that,
sure.
And that
the character, the
character, not the actor. I'm talking about the character would have no, like just the way he's totally 100% just weird, some sick fuck. Some sick fuck. I'm telling you.
Reminds me of my grandpa. No.
Darren Sands says something funny. Arlie Ermey went from Toy Story to this. That's right. I forgot he was in Toy Story.
Yeah, that's right. Although, that's crazy, my grandfather was, showing me Friday the 13th when I was like 7 years old. So, because he had a little bit of that personality in him.
That's a good point.
God, he was such a huge fan of your boy there, Part 4.
Part
Jason,
4?
the guy who played Jason in Part 4. Your boy, my grandfather.
Ted White.
Loved him.
Love Ted White? Yeah. Ted White and Richard Brooker from 3 are my favorite Jasons. And then it would be Dash there. There's nothing in the gun.
There's
no bullets.
Part.
Yeah.
I wanted him to blow his head off so bad.
I know. But you knew it wasn't gonna. But then when he doesn't, he shoots. It tells him what he's capable of, that he's not afraid to do it. And he's like, "You were gonna fucking shoot," or something like that. What do you mean, don't fucking do it? How could you not do it?
I wouldn't have even hesitated. I would have been click. Oh, fuck, we're fighting.
Yep, I wouldn't have even hesitated. I would have blown his fucking head right off. I mean, my life is in danger right here.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. We got ourselves a killer.
I would almost go on to say that Ermey's character is a little more crazier than Leatherface. Leatherface is doing it more so out of defense of the home.
Right.
This dude is just fucking off his wall, fucking nuts, he is crazy.
Yes, 100%. He's fucking lost it. He's lost it. Kevin Bacon's belly flop says Ted White is the best. Kevin Bacon's belly flop. Look at that shot of the house too. Great silhouetted shot again.
Night shots of this house is fucking amazing. Yeah.
It's great. It's great. I love the way he's up there. He's like, You're not so pretty now, are you, fucker? I would have wrote that line. I would have wrote that in there.
You're not so pretty now, are you, you little fucker?
Oh, yeah, that'd be brutal. Doesn't he, like, cut off his other leg or something? And what are you going to do? Like, at this point, what are you going to do?
I mean, you're missing a leg. You're
missing a leg.
Back. I mean, you're pretty much fucked.
It's over. It's done. It's over. I mean, if it's over, and I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know what I'm going to do with a fucking no leg, but
now Beale ends up taking him out towards the end.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. It's a young Richard Dreyfuss here.
This is
Matt Hooper.
This is Matt Hooper.
It's Matt Hooper. This is what Matt. No, it's the year. See, this is why Matt Hooper wasn't in Jaws 2. He got himself in a real big.
Jaws take place 75, right?
Jaws was 75. Jaws 2 was 78.
74 year.
That's true. Fair enough. Touche.
So this is Matt just before he graduates.
That's right. This is Matt.
Shark.
That's right. Matt was out with his friends, right, celebrating graduation, and this is what happened. I mean, he recovered amazingly.
He recovered fantastic.
My God.
Surgery. That's why he grew a beard, though. He had to cover the scars up.
Right. And his dentures were fantastic. You wouldn't even have known him.
Amazing.
Michael Baglione says, Dave, which do you prefer, Texas Chainsaw 2003 or Halloween Remake 2007? Oh, it's not even a question. Texas Chainsaw 2003.
Oh, yeah, 2003, Texas Chainsaw, hands down.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't care less if I ever watched Halloween and Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie ever again. If somebody said,
we're going to do it on here, though.
Well, of course we are. But if somebody said they are removing it from circulation, it is out of print, you will never be able to see it ever again, I couldn't care less. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I really,
you know what's crazy?
Really don't.
I know a lot of women who are in their 20s who love the first one, the 2007 Rob Zombie. They really do.
Yeah. Look, I'm being blunt. I'm being theatrical for the sake of entertainment. But it's not a movie that I understand. There are a lot of people that like it. There's some things in it that I'm like, well, I like that. That's a nice shot. That's a nice moment. But as a whole, I'm just like, I can't get behind this. It's so light years against what I love. That shot of the house too. Oof.
That's so good. I mean, I know they kind of overkill with it, but I don't care. It's just such a great shot.
They're milking it. Look at the fog coming in.
they were like, we're gonna do this shot like a lot because this thing looks too good.
Looks great. It's great stuff. But yeah, no, I understand a lot of people like it, you know, and that's great, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. And you know, I tend to go to the extreme and be theatrical when I talk about things that are not for me. You fucker. Come on, fight. I know he's in handcuffs, but kick him. No, he can't. Look at that fog rolling in. It's great stuff, man. Great stuff. Tyler David says, Rob Zombie's Halloween has a huge cult following with emo people. No disrespect. No disrespect. A cult following with emo people for Halloween at 2007. I haven't noticed.
Like goth people?
No, I think emo, I think is, gothic. No, I think that's different. I think emo is just like kind of introverted, shy, and nerdy maybe.
I thought it was a look though. I thought there was like a style, like it was similar to goth or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, man.
I remember, guys, I'm like, we're in our 40s. So
yeah, exactly.
We might not quite understand.
I didn't hear the term emo till just like maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, emo's emotional. Oh, okay.
Oh, emos are emotional people. Oh.
I gotcha.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks. You learned something. Look at that. See the yo, dude.
I know.
You know what? Yo, have the girl in the car with the chainsaw coming in, and then for safety,
I don't want to hurt her. Yeah.
No. But for safety, you could always, you know, maybe Photoshop the sparks in afterwards or something like that. I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it's like, Photoshoping, you know, afterwards it feels cheating. I understand. I totally get it. But no, you wouldn't have the chain on. But think of that shot, dude. Think of that shot. Yeah, he looks handsome, man.
Handsome man.
Here's the handsome man.
Huge.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, I would have to find a way to cut a hole into the roof, put the chainsaw insert in there as she's, doing that.
Yeah.
I could not have the chainsaw on because it's just for safety reasons.
No, of course not. No, and I would even take the chain off, or you take the
on and just not turn the chainsaw on.
Right.
Let people's imagination.
Right. You know, right. But you could add some sparks or something like that, just a few little something just to help it, and maybe blur the chain a bit so it looks like it's in motion maybe a little bit. Just something subtle like that. Is this where the old fat lady's like, oh my.
Something like that, yeah.
my. It's great stuff. Darren Sand says, yes, indeed. I'm not sure I have mentioned it. What's going on? What's happening? Dave, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Daniel Pearl was the DOP for the original and this one, which is why the cinematography is really good. So the same I didn't know that. It was the same DP on the original film?
The original one, but I didn't know he did this as well, too. Another thing tonight.
Fascinating.
Well, that explains why it looks fucking beautiful. Because the original I think it was $28,000 for a movie that had a budget of less than $30,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What they had there in the cinematography was well done. Like, one of my favorite shots in horror is when not Sally, the girl who wears the red shorts.
Oh, fuck.
Jeez, my God, I'm drawing a blank on her name off the top of my head.
I can't remember.
Like, I see her. Anyways, it's the shot where they're on. It's the tracking shot where they track with her, and she's walking up, and she gets off the swing, and the house gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Pam, thank you, Pam. Jesus, thank you very much. I was getting aggravated. Like I like how I forgot that name. Pam walking up to the house. I love just that tracking shot of how they set that up and how the camera follows underneath the swing.
Oh, it's great.
And the house and it's not a big house.
No, it's not.
Because of the visual effect, it creates that effect that the house is engulfing her.
Right. Yeah. No, it's great.
Whereas in this house, you don't need that. That fucking house is huge in this film.
Oh yeah, it's just. I mean, the house is a character in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Which is funny because in the original, the exterior of the house really isn't the character. It's the inside of the original's house. That's a fucking character and fucking creepy with all the bones and feathers and shit around.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, the original house is pretty innocuous. It's just a regular looking house.
Now, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they turned it into a restaurant somewhere in Texas.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
They've show up there one day with my buddy and be like, hey.
Yeah, you should. You should. I would never stay here. Drink up your tea. Is that the mother of Jedediah? Kind of looks like Jedediah.
Kind of looks like Jedediah.
It does. Looks like Jedediah older.
Yeah, you're right.
Same haircut and everything.
That is literally how every older woman in the South talks.
Really?
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? You should just sit down and have a little coffee and just relax. I'm telling you, you come across an older woman in the South,
are they from New York? Are they from New York? Hey, why don't you sit down and have some coffee?
Well, I sound like that, but
yeah, I get you.
Add a Southern accent to it, but it's true.
We'll sit down and have some
coffee. You get a lot of honeys from older women in the South. What's that, honey? Huh, honey?
Gotcha. Ooh, my. I'm just waiting for it. My. Oh, she drank. You see, you don't drink. Did she drink the tea?
She went all Alice in Wonderland and drank the tea.
Why did you drink the tea? Dreamland. Oh, I forgot about that. You don't drink the tea. Oh, I lied.
Oh, you're right. It would be Troy. It would be sweet tea. It wouldn't be coffee. He's right. It would be sweet tea.
Sweet tea? Sweet tea? That's fine because I hate the taste of coffee.
And you know what? I don't like the taste of sweet tea. I've tried it. I've tried it with adding sugar to it. It's so like, oh, no offense if you're a fan of sweet tea.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
In the water packets here, I get this it's a peach, Georgia peach flavored tea, which I like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, peaches are one thing we sure are definitely not in lack of down here.
No, definitely not. Here it is. Oh, my. Wouldn't that be horrible? Waking up, looking up at those those two.
I love the POV shot there.
Yeah, and pouring the beer on
beer on her.
Yeah, it's great. Is Jessica Biel? I know is she doing the mom thing right now, or is she still acting?
She just had something come out. Like
okay. I haven't seen her in too much.
I could have sworn I saw something.
Yeah,
like not that long ago.
Yeah,
like a independent film.
Yeah,
but I know her and Timberlake had a kid or two.
Right. Bloodshot 1990 says Dave doesn't like coffee. Unsub, dude. I haven't had the last time I drank coffee was about 19 years ago. I think the taste of coffee is disgusting. I think it's gross.
I've never had coffee my entire life. I've never tasted it.
It's fucking gross.
Never had a desire for it.
It's fucking gross. And I have never had a full cup of coffee in my life. It's just gross. Hate the taste of it.
Yeah, Edwin, never had coffee ever.
Yep. And again, technically I have had it, but you might as well say I haven't because I attempted to drink it once, didn't like it, and then I attempted again at a Denny's in 2001, and I was like, this is so gross, and that was the last time I ever had it. It's the last time. So basically, I've had maybe all of like 4 sips of coffee. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of coffee at all.
Now tea, I've had a lot of tea.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of tea too. T2, T2, T2,
T2D2,
T2D2, T2. Down you go, woman. Down you go. What you gonna do now, Beal? What you gonna do now?
When I see her backing into the water like that, like again, the dampness, like I feel it.
Oh yeah.
You know? I feel it. And I love it when a movie can bring me in like that.
Imagine how scared you'd be. Your adrenaline would be pumping through your veins like it's going out of style.
Going like 150, well, probably like over 200 beats a minute.
Oh yeah. Love that hand.
Dude, don't do that to me. That's not cool.
What's that?
Jack Hoff. Hey, Tony.
Jack Hoff.
Whatever happened to you? You did this on purpose just for me to say the name. But whatever.
Jack.
I'm feeling it. You get a fist bump for that.
No, but here's what you say to him. You go, okay, Jacqueline Hoff says, hey, Tony.
He gets a fist bump for that. That's creative. I just stopped doing YouTube because I create all my content on Instagram now. But Instagram now, I got a notification this week. I can do up to 10-minute videos on Instagram TV. And once I get the blue check mark one day, I can do up to 60 minutes video. So I actually will begin to start doing short scenes and little film projects on Instagram, part of my Instagram account. So
nice. And how do you earn that?
You don't earn.
No, I mean the 10-minute.
Once you pass a certain follower, and
okay, cool.
They base on your followers and your algorithm and your like what your account activities like. So when I saw that, like the 60-minute is I have to have the blue check mark.
Right, gotcha.
And I'm a ways off on that.
Gotcha. She can't do it. He's there and he's like, can you just give me a blowjob before I die? Can you imagine he said that? Can you just give me a blowjob before I die?
But
yeah, but he's dead. He's dead. And
he don't even got a face no more. I still got a face.
I still got a face, and I'm just hanging here, and it's at the perfect level. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I'm turning Dave Moore into me.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can't. Yes, you can. Somebody needs to do like a bad lip reading to this or something. Can you just take it down? Just take down the zipper. Oh, that'd be awful. That'd be awful. That'd be awful.
She doesn't really do him a favor, though. I would have gone straight for the heart. You know?
What does she do? Does she go into the gut?
She goes into the gut, and it's kind of prolonged. I would have gone straight to the heart and be like, quick, make it quick.
Yeah, or the neck even, or well, maybe not.
The neck he'd be choking.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have gone straight to the heart to make it as fast as possible.
Yeah. Just got to do it. Just got to do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Come on. Do it. Come on.
Walking. Just do it.
Come on. Do it now. Come on. Do it. The knife is sharp. Just stab him now. Yes.
And again, you don't see a whole lot of blood. You see a little bit trailing onto her, dripping down, but nothing like over the top. You know what I mean? Like, I think this might be even the most blood we see in the film so far. This is the most.
It's true. Walk and
so
be
it's
like,
very tolerable for a film that's titled Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep. I love it. You killed him. You killed my boy.
Intel Wild, Dave is a perv. He's been faking us out all the time. All this time.
No, not at all. Not at all. You son of a bitch. Oh, it's coming now. The pain is coming. Wait, does he have the other mask back on? I think he has the other mask back on, right? The one he had on.
He has the kill mask on.
Right. Oh, okay.
I think you're right.
He does. I guess at this point, I mean, I wouldn't even be. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. Damn it. He's alive. Edwin A. Sordo says, do you think Leatherface would take his arm and eat it since he's a cannibal? No.
Last resort, we'll just say. There's nothing
Maybe a
left.
last resort.
Last resort.
Hello. The chainsaw. Come on. Get up. Get up. Here it is. Christopher Walken narrates the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was a dark day. The shoes are untied. This is good. This is good.
The underground tunnel things here too has a bit of part 2. Because didn't they have that in part 2?
I haven't seen part 2 in so long. I can't remember.
Someone in the chat room, correct me if I'm
this kind of these tunnels remind me.
Have that type of tunnel, not exactly like, but you know.
Right. These tunnels sort of remind me of the people under the stairs because they didn't.
Yes.
Didn't they have that in the walls and shit? Be good. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, could you imagine if Leatherface had a Dave McRae mask and just chased people around in a Christopher Walken voice? That'd be amazing. Oh, wow.
Well, like
come on.
Donald Loomis.
Come here. Yeah, can you imagine? McRae, your shoes are undone. I need the blood. Come on. Come on.
Warner Armor.
Just
no, I know that
all
Friday
dumb
the 13th
shit.
remake had tunnels as well too, going around Camp Crystal Lake. But I'm almost positive on the black comedy Texas Chainsaw Part 2 with what's his name there, Hopper. I'm almost positive they have some type of underground thing in that movie as well too, like a tunnel type thing.
They
Not
might.
exactly
They might.
like this in the 2000 remake,
Right.
but something similar.
The house that we just saw again a few moments ago was backlit again, just like the fog and everything. It was so great. Yeah, Corey Dean, you doll? You doll? Where are you going? To find Chucky.
Until like someone says here in the chat room, until Matthew McConaughey shows up. All right.
Got a little chainsaw going on.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, McConaughey.
McConaughey comes into the room and he's like, all right, I'm just going to take off my shirt right now and just get a little naked. But then if you want to change it from that to Bill Clinton, you go, all right. Just going to take off my shirt right now and have myself.
Matt McConaughey was in, I forget that he was in Chainsaw Part 4. Right?
He was. Yes.
Renee Zellweger.
Yes, he was. That's right. We're at the scene.
Whatever her last name is. Renee something.
Renee Zellweger. Renee Zellweger. Winger, isn't it? Renee Zellweger? Renee Zellweger? I think it's a Winger.
I totally butchered it, but whatever. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Jerry Maguire's chick.
Yeah, she. We're at the scene here where Jessica Biel is helping the chase is on her friend, and they're in the fucking whatever, and Leatherface is coming in and causing hell, raising hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Frank Gregor says in Bill Clinton's voice, "I have a cigar for you. I have a cigar for you."
Oh, Monica.
Cigar. Oh, Monica. Don't you want it? Jessica Biel looks so young here.
Monica Lewinsky was hot in the 90s. I ain't gonna lie. She had a bit of a cute, sexy office girl type look to her.
A little too much hair and a little too much lipstick for me.
Hair was definitely a thing in the 90s. Poofy hair. And
yeah, it wasn't. Jessica Biel, how old is she? Hey, Google, how old is Jessica Biel?
You're about our age.
Jessica Biel is 38 years old.
She's 38.
About our age.
Yeah, so she's got like 21 here or whatever. 22, 21, 22, 21.
Yeah, I'm glad that they decided to go back to the kill mask and that it was a very temporary with Kemper's face. Because this mask is just fucking
Although I will say this, how cool, I totally understand why they did it, but imagine this scene with her boyfriend's face. In some weird psychological way, it's almost like her boyfriend is after her, is killing her.
Symbolism
right?
of that, yeah.
If you think about it, she's got to look at the face of her boyfriend coming after her with a chainsaw. Now, clearly, he's a big guy. It's not him. But how awful would it be if he caught her, he's killing her, and she's looking up at the face of her boyfriend? Like that, in some sort of meta kind of psychological way, that might have worked. Like that might have been real kind of fucked up and real fucked up. But I understand why they went back to this guy, to this face as well. I mean, it's great.
Someone said we missed a super chat. I think we got him though. Who did we miss?
Oh no, I don't miss here. Let me go back. Let me check here. Until Wild, Dave is a perv. Until Wild says, it's this one here. I'm surprised Rob Zombie didn't do a cheap knockoff film from Texas Chainsaw Massacre so he could have called it Skullfuckers. Yeah, that would be an interesting take for sure.
I think, is this the only time we actually see him killing someone with the chainsaw? Sort of.
I think you might be right. So.
Because when the girl Erica, we'll just call her Erica from Blair Witch.
Oh man,
you don't see it. You see him killing her. You don't see it.
Right
he
through the
blonde dude with the leg.
Yeah,
but you don't see him kill it. I think he's the only one you see in this movie that gets it with the chainsaw.
No, you might be right. You may be right. Yeah. Can you imagine?
I love this chase scene. Again, the lighting in it and everything is just fucking beautifully done.
You know what? You know what would have been amazing if he was like going up the groin, like right between the legs of that guy hanging, and just like split him in two.
Geeked out turtle fans.
Oh no!
Yes, I am talking about TCM2 with Dennis Hooper and the Sawyer. Yes, Hopper, the Sawyer family. Hopper. The Sawyer family lived in caverns. Okay, so that's more or less what I was saying. I knew it wasn't exactly like this in the remake, but it was something like that, right. Something underground, whatever. Which to me, I was like, okay, well, how the fuck did we get here? From like thinking of the original film, like how did we end up here? you know, like how did the Sawyer did this? Like you saw nothing that looked anything like this, you know, in the original film, and like
it's true.
I don't know. Hooper did direct the sequel, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost positive.
Yes, he did. I think he did. Yes, he did.
Bro, what were you doing?
See, at this point, I would be running down the street as fast as I could. She can still run. I woun't be running to this place at all.
No, I wouldn't be running into the fucking meat mill. I mean, I understand
not at all.
No, you need to, get us to the hour and a half mark. But
yes, yeah.
In real life, I'd
be like,
real life,
oh yeah, totally.
I am Forrest Gumping my ass out of this fucking town.
Yep, I would be running so hard just down the street. Just in the opposite direction of where I last saw him. I would just be running. Run. Oh, I remember this scene. Oh, there he is. And he's fucked up too because he's got a hurt leg. So what do you guys think of Jessica Biel as a final girl?
Ooh, you know what? I never consider her as a final girl, but she is.
She is.
Wow. You know what?
I would have liked to have seen, instead of a prequel, I would have liked to have seen a sequel with Jessica Biel returning.
Yeah, she's a solid final girl, man.
Not necessarily now, because she might be a little old now, but in 2006, instead of making Texas Chainsaw. Well, oh yeah. But I just mean in what I think would have been cool. I don't mean she's over. I mean, listen, you can have Laurie Strode is 60. No, I get that. I just mean that in 2006 it would have been interesting, instead of having the beginning to have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or whatever, and it's Jessica Biel.
They still could do it 20 years from the time of the first events that happened, because Hewitt, Leatherface, is still alive in this film, because we see at the end when the cops, go to the house to do their investigation.
That's true.
They get the video footage of Hewitt, and that's the only footage we saw of him.
Yeah.
So, her character could still be dealing with some struggles.
She could.
Maybe go revisit the house of where the shit happened and confronts Leatherface one more time.
Yep.
It's possible. Beal, you're out there. If you happen to watch this video, there's your sequel.
They're not doing that, obviously. They're just restarting over again. But I just think it would have been cool. Whoa. I think this movie was good enough that it deserved a better sequel than it got, because the sequel didn't come until like...
I like it, but no, I agree with that.
What was the sequel to this movie?
I know... with Jordana Brewster.
Well, but that's a prequel.
There is no sequel to this.
There is no sequel to this movie. There is no sequel to this movie. Interesting. Stacy Rockefeller sends in a super chat. Thank you, Stacy. Says, it's a hallmark of good costume design when you can imagine what your antagonist smells like. Leatherface smells like barbecue sauce, motor oil, and meat. Ha ha ha! That's some, yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Wrapped in someone's jockstrap.
They're wrapped in somebody's jockstrap. Yes. Yes. Wrapped in somebody's jockstrap. I love the lighting with all the...
It's perfect. I was just going to say the same
thing.
The
lockers here and everything.
And walking around and...
Oh, yeah. It's good. That's terrifying. I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified. But you know he's injured. Yeah, like this movie was good enough.
Big.
This movie was good enough. She was good in it.
She was great.
That I think a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel to this movie, not the prequel in 2000. I know technically that's the next one, but it goes back. I mean, a genuine sequel to this movie with Jessica Biel. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's tweet her. Biel spiel. Get away from your pop star husband.
He says this film originally bookended by scenes of an older Jessica Biel in the home talking about the events. We learned she was pregnant. I'm assuming pregnant at the time in this film.
Interesting. So the film was originally bookended by scenes of an older Jessica Biel in a home talking about the events. An older Jessica Biel? You mean like...
Assuming the character is older and she's pregnant. Maybe
she's pregnant. Baby. But then she couldn't be that much older. Like, does he mean older like it's 10 years later older?
This was when this was going down.
Okay, so older in the sense of like maybe it's like a couple of months later.
No, I think he's meaning like originally how they were going to end it was set in the future. She's older and she's talking about it and she discovered during these events that she was pregnant.
Oh, I see.
Fucking him up with that meat cleaver. I love the meat cleaver. It's such a great weapon. It's one of my favorite weapons.
Oh, yes.
I love that. It's very animalistic, like a bear. Oh, that's right. She cuts off his arm. That's right.
Can't wield a chainsaw with one arm, no matter how big you are.
He's going to try. It's intense. Yes. Now run. Get the fuck out of there. Oh, she's trying. There she goes. Love the rain coming down. It's great. Intel Wild says, Tony, I'm going to start following you online. Awesome. You can follow Tony at Tony Michael Photo and Tony Michael Pics with 2 X's on Instagram.
Story of my life. Just a bunch of X's.
That deserves.
Here all week.
There you go. Please stop.
Again, I love this. This kind of the shot of her walking with the rain in front of her has like a Sin City type vibe to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
Sin City type feel.
Yep.
Just the way it was lit with the rain coming around her. Like
yeah, the truck there and the rain teeming down. I really like that.
Which, by the way, in reality, folks, whether it's film or film meaning video or photography, you don't understand how much rain needs to be falling for it to pick up on screen like that.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Jessica Biel, I'm telling you, in that scene, she is getting pounded by that fucking rain for it to show up visually like we see in the photo.
Whenever you see rain in movies, it's not real rain. Yeah, it's not real rain. They have the rain towers because you're right. You're absolutely right. Real rain,
you can't pick it up.
You can't pick it up. You can't pick it up. You're absolutely right.
Well, you could if you're doing photography and you're shooting slow shutter shit. But
well, yeah, I mean, it's not that you can't. It's not that you wouldn't see anything, but to have it look like it does in the movies, it's synthetically created. I mean, it's synthetically created. Keep going. Don't go back. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this last one here.
Oh, the last jump scare?
Yeah. But he's the don't stop here, you fucker.
What your problem is, miss? I'm going to get you some help, you damn fuckers.
I what Jason Knight just wrote here would work. What about Jessica Biel as a young Mrs. Voorhees? it actually kind of works because where Pam Voorhees is in the original film, you backtrack it to 1958 to when the first kills happen. And then, of course, all the stuff that we talked about that happens in the early 60s.
Yep.
Right now, she's at the age where she could do that.
You know, yes, because if we're talking about a Pamela Voorhees while she's still a cook at camp, you know, Crystal Lake, Jason's like, you know, 12 or whatever. Yeah, back to like back to 1950, you know, whatever. Yeah. I would entertain that.
How old is she in Friday? She's about what, late 40s, early 50s? You got to
I think she's like, she's 50. Well, it's 1930. She was born it's 39 to 79, isn't it?
Oh, so yeah, so that's what?
No. That can't be 40. It's 29 to 70. What's the tombstone say?
So she's only 40. Well, the tombstone says
No. What's the tombstone say? It's not 40.
1930 to 1979.
Okay, so she's 49.
So she's 49, and
so she's
Jessica
50.
Biel.
She's 50.
She's a little older. Or she'd have to, the woman would have to be a little younger.
Yeah.
But Biel could do it. I mean,
Biel could do it. But yeah, so she's essentially 50. You know. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Come on, start it.
Oh, he's waiting. He wants some of her. I want some of you.
Imagine a sequel to this movie. Leatherface gets a bionic arm. He gets hooked up and shit, and he's back, and he starts tearing shit up. Can you imagine? Does she run over him here in the truck? I think she does. Yeah, I can't remember. Yes, yeah, something like that. I remember the last, like, Leatherface comes out of the woods or something, and like he's got the one arm shit. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Oh, and I love seeing the blood on the window. Oh yeah, she's driving. See, I don't know if I would do that. I'd just probably keep driving. I wouldn't necessarily drive backwards to hit him again. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm glad she had the courage to do that, but I would have ran over him and just kept driving. She's a good final girl.
Great final girl.
This is a good final girl.
I don't know why I never thought of her.
This is a good. You know what? Looking at this now, I'm like, dude. She's up there. This is a good final girl in this movie. She's so good, in fact, that I'm disappointed we never got more of her. I'm a little disappointed. Because look at the intensity in her face and everything, and she's got all the traits of a final girl. What the hell is he doing in there? Although I will say, I always thought that shot was a little awkward.
What, zooming in on him breathing like that?
No, just all of a sudden. Oh, there's that. Oh, one last one, bitch. One last one, just to let you know that I am still out there. That was the look on his face right there. He's like, I'm still out here, and I'm gonna hunt you down.
Hey, maybe they might do one more. Who knows?
I know, because they're moving on. But I'm telling you, I kind of dig it. Although I don't want, if they ever did, I don't want to find out that she ended up adopting that little baby. I don't want. The baby was adopted, put into this, and is living. I don't necessarily want her to have him as, or no, maybe you do. An old Leatherface comes looking for him. Oh, imagine that. It's some years later. He's like yeah, that's cool. That's a great way to end it.
Oh, with the footage? Yeah.
Yeah, the footage in his face and shit. Yes. 2.
Nispel.
Now look, see here, you see. This is the only known image of the man they call Leatherface. Dude, you could totally set this up for a sequel, a direct sequel Not the beginning, not the 2013 movie, not Leatherface. I'm talking about I know they're not doing that right now, but you could set it up, hypothetically, a direct sequel to this movie. It's years later. No one's been able to find this guy or whatever. I don't know. No one's been, I don't know. You know, something happened, whatever. And he comes back. He comes looking for her because she's got that kid. She's got that baby who's now like maybe like 15 or something. I don't know, you know, like something be fucking weird. You write a real cool story about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know how you would do it. I haven't fleshed that out, but just the idea of getting another Jessica, she's a good final girl.
She is.
She's got all the traits of a she's good. Like she's got a.
I put her above Laurie Strode. No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think she's got a she's definitely,
as far as a fight back quality, she's one of the best fight backs.
Yeah, you know, she's more Nancy from Elm Street than she is Laurie. Not that Laurie didn't fight back. I'm just saying she's more Nancy than she is Laurie. You see, but you see, it's different personalities as well. Laurie was a very introverted, shy, nerdy bookworm, okay? Yep. Nancy wasn't a shy, nerdy bookworm. I'm not saying she didn't have shy qualities.
She was a smart kid, but she could throw down.
She could throw down, right? Yeah. She was not quite Laurie Strode. Jessica Biel's character, what's her name in this movie? Fuck, I forget. Anyway, her character is more in line with Nancy than Laurie. I know what, after watching this movie again in a couple years, because I haven't watched it in a couple years, I gotta say, I'm like, you know,
Aaron.
Okay, Aaron. Thanks, guys. I would say that I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get a sequel to this movie. Not a sequel in spirit, because obviously, again, you know,
where would you put her in your rankings of your final girl? Because I got to tell you, she may have just drastically moved up into the top 5 for me. After watching this tonight, I'm reconsidering a lot of life decisions I've made when it came to my final girls.
it's just
because she's really good. I mean, you're right. I have to agree with you on that. Her performance in this is everything you want out of your final girl.
Yeah,
and it's believable. You know.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Just turn my light around there. Whoa, my light just fell. Oh no. There we go. We're good. I think I hit it by accident. That's why I hit it by accident. We're good. No, you're right. You're right. And I think it's, I don't know. Where would I put her? Where would Dave put her? I would say, by the way, I only have, and quite a few people have noticed the new lighting setup I have in the background. I actually have ordered another light and that's what these super chats pay for, folks. Going right back into the channel. I've ordered another light to put on this side. This light is going to be more over for here. And then another light is going to go over here. It's going to cast a nice blue on this side as well. I thought I could get away with just one, but I realized that the fall off from this light that I bought, they're great. But I realized that the fall off wasn't wide enough. So I needed another light. So that's why it's kind of...
Dave's getting fancy back there.
I'm getting fancy, and I can change the colors depending on, maybe, at Christmas time, a little red and green, maybe. Yeah. Halloween, a little orange, something like that. So, so right now, that's what it's going to look like on this side. And of course, when we cut back over here, you have the nice blue over here, which is great. I can change the colors. And then once I get the other light, it'll look it'll look more like let me see. It'll look more, of course I got to get that out of the way. It'll be out of the way. It'll be more like, yeah, kind of like that. It'll be kind of like that.
That's
when
cool.
I get the so you'll have it looking like it did, but I need but as you can see,
well, I have a red light in here, like a dark room red light. If I were to shut everything off, everything would be red.
Cool. I like it. I like it.
You know, developing film.
Yeah. I like it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
You take the film out of the boy, but you can't take a boy away from the film.
There you go. I was going to think of something dirty, but forget it. So it's, but yeah, so I thought, like, I just ordered one because I'm like, my studio's not that big. So I thought one would do it. But it looks like I need two. So this one will sit here probably eventually, and then I'll put the other one kind of over here, and then it'll be nice and even behind me. And I just ordered the other one today. I just ordered regular, like, it's like, do you want to pay an extra $40 and have it to you tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't, because I just chose free shipping.
Okay.
But it said it was going to take like a week to get here. But the other light I ordered said it was going to take a week, and it arrived in 2 days. And I'm like, oh, well, it's a good thing I didn't pay for the shipping, because I would have been really pissed off. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe the same thing will happen. Like, we have a big Amazon distribution warehouse, like literally around the corner from where I live. So not literally around the corner, but in the area, I should say. It's not like it's literally right there, but, you know, in the area, I should say, relatively speaking. And so maybe that's why. Maybe it just was, they already had it there and they got it to me really fast. So I'm hoping within the next day or two, I'll be able to get the other light and then set up the more even, you know, kind of have it blue all the way across. And like I said, you can change the colors here too. Let's see, what do we got? Let's go, let's go more orange, like maybe some...
Now all Dave needs is like a couple of turntables and a headphones, and he can DJ Dave. Dave can do a new live stream just DJing it out and shit with the lights going and stuff. Everybody can like like a disco and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyway, but I'll probably, for the most part, I'll probably keep it on the blue, because the blue I actually quite like a lot. Yeah, I like the blue.
It's a nice soft blue. It's not a hard blue. It's a nice soft.
No, it's good. It's good. So that's probably where I will eventually... keep it. And then once I have, I'll probably keep it on the blue all the time, to be honest with you. And then on special, on occasion, maybe I'll try to green it up a bit, you know, things like that. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hey, let's go to the chat room, see what's going on with you.
You had a lot of super chats come in.
Did I really? Well, let's go to the super chats and see what everybody's super chatting about. Frank Riker says, thanks for the super chat, Frank. Says, D&T, did you see the Jason versus Leatherface comics that came out by Topps? No. They took it off the shelves because it was too violent. What? Topps is a baseball card company. People thought it could be for kids. I remember Topps, O-Pee-Chee, Upper Deck. Yeah, they really...
I did not know. I have to look and see if I can find any of that shit online.
How long ago was this? I wonder how long ago it was. That's really cool, and that is too bad. Michael Baglione sends a super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Says it was going to end with her hiding and giving birth. Really? And giving birth? But she doesn't look pregnant. The baby cries, and Leatherface finds her, and the sun begins rising behind him as he revs the chainsaw.
That's interesting.
But she doesn't look 9 months pregnant to be giving birth.
Probably a fast forward, like a few months down the road type thing.
Oh, I guess. And then he finds her again, I guess, or something maybe? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Intel Wild says, D&T Leatherface in space is the next one to battle Jason. I hope not.
Probably.
Tyler Davis says, what movie that has not been remade would you like to see get a remake or perhaps a reboot? What movie? Like a movie? Jeez. Movie.
Well, because I just watched this the other night and I was talking about it with my buddy because he's a big fan of the Cabinet of Dr. Collard. Dude, I'm having a bad night talking.
I'm having a bad night.
Collard, whatever. I can't even pronounce his name right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I was saying, because if you've seen that film, it has a very Tim Burton-esque style set design. You can clearly see Burton was inspired by the filmmakers of the movie because of how they built the sets in that film.
Right.
So I started thinking like, damn, like Burton could do literally a version of that, but do it in the same style of Tim Burton. That would be kind of cool to do.
Cool.
Have you seen that film?
No, I haven't.
If you get a chance, it's really cool. And it's like $5 on Apple. It's really cheap.
Cool.
It's a silent film, but like if you watch it and you look at the set designs, I guarantee you'll go, yeah, that's totally Burton all over it.
Very cool. I'll have to check it out. Movie I'd like to see a remake to. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm
Caligari.
Excuse me. I have this feeling like there is one, but I'm blanking for some reason. I will say that I'm trying to think. I don't know. That's a good question, man.
I'll tell you one that I have my eye on that I would love to do a fan film of, set in a modern time but same type of style, is Browning's Freaks.
Oh.
There's a lot you can play with that set in modern times. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As a fan film, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't know how it would be received as a movie, but Freaks, the 1932 Todd Browning's film,
right?
I think it was 32, somewhere around there.
Right.
One of my favorite old school 30s horror films done modern time, set today.
Yeah.
Maybe with the same type of TCM 2003 type mood, same type of tone. You know, that grit, grimy,
I'm liking it.
That would be fucking pretty cool to do.
I could see that. Could definitely see that. Intel Wild says, can we split $5 super chat so you get $2.50 and Tony gets $2.50? Well, actually, how we do the super chats here, how this is divided, it all goes into the show. I have an account that is for two dudes that I put everything that goes that we make from the show into this account, and then what it does is it helps to upgrade the visual experience for the show. That's how we moved from Google Hangout to Wirecast. It's how I purchased this microphone. It's how we got the board here and things like that. Like if yeah, exactly. Always trying to upgrade it. Something else I want to do too, which will cost a bit of money, but again, I will use the super chats raised for the show.
Two girls from the porn industry making out behind you.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
It's all about viewership experience.
Exactly. No, what I want to do is I want to at some point not turn the show into a call-in show. I don't want to do that because that would it's just too much. But what I want to do is I want to be able to eventually have people the opportunity to be able to call into the show. So maybe there'll be like a segment maybe during the show, the last 20 minutes or something or whatever. We take, some, or we do it simultaneously. We'll take a call, we'll go over here, we'll take a call, or probably like there'll be like maybe the last 15 minutes of the show or something like that is reserved to call, like something like that. Cause I don't want to replace the chat room and the questions from the chat, but I want to be able to set it up so you guys can call in. But in order to do that, as much as I would love to give everybody my personal phone number, it's not something that is wise.
Definitely not wise.
So exactly. So what I have to do is I have to set it up through a certain software, purchase a phone number, and there's a certain software that allows you to take calls, and then there's like a hold queue. So when you would call, you would, welcome to McRae Live, and you've been put on hold, and then Tony and I just go down the list.
Dude, you know what you need to have as the hold music? You need to have the Halloween 3 song going.
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
That's what you need to do. That's what people are listening to.
Maybe if I can, and there's no legalities around it, maybe I will do that. That's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. But the software, obviously, there's a cost to the software. There's a monthly cost, and there's a cost that I pay to have you guys call in. So I think it ranges from, and it depends on how many are calling, how long we're on, right? And even the people that are on hold, we're paying for that. So I think it's like 3 cents a minute or something like that, which is like, oh, that doesn't sound like a lot. No, but if you're doing a lot of calls over a long period of time, that could cost you $30-$40 a show. Do you know what I mean? So it's that thing where that's sort of the next step that Tony and I want to do, is we want to kind of maybe test it out, kind of see.
It works.
see how it works. Are people being dicks? Are people being really good? You know what I mean?
Because you never know what you're going to get when you answer that call. You don't know who's going to be on the other end.
Exactly. The good news is that if somebody's a dick, we can cut them off really easily.
This is what we did back in the day. Click.
Exactly. So you'd probably get something like, "Hey, McRae, your mother's a fuck," and they don't even get it out because all I got to do is just go, and it's like really fast. But that's the next phase. So everything that's raised through the channel goes right back into the channel and into the different shows that I do. It's bought the lights, it buys the software, the microphone, the mixing board, and then of course the next phase is the calls. So everything raised is held into account. It's not money I used to live. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe in the future, this channel will be so massively ginormous that we'll be able to use it for other things too. But right now I like to use it for the shows because that's really important. So, yeah. Let's see. David Lee Barron. Oh, we got a bunch of them came in here. David Lee Barron sends a super chat, says, "Why didn't they use Michael Myers' original breathing recording for H18 like they did for Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2 1981?
At which point in the movie?
Probably at the end of the movie when James Jude Courtney is, when you hear, I think at the end of the credits, you hear his...
Oh, like we hear at the end in the original?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay, the montage. Okay, I got you now.
Right, so at the end of the...
figure out what he meant by, okay, I got you.
Right, at the end of the 2018 film, you hear his breathing again, but it was a re-recording of it. I think there's two reasons why. Number one is Nick Castle is 40 years older. They wanted him to come in and breathe like he's 40 years older. Okay, whatever. Number two, there is a bit of a difference. I mean, there can, if I answer the phone, you don't think I sound 60, 70, right? You think I sound like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Also because it's symbolic. It's just a nice thing to do for Nick Castle. Could James Jude Courtney have gone in and gone, yes, and nobody would be like, that doesn't sound like Nick's breathing. I'm pretty sure James could have done it. Fuck, Carpenter probably could have done it. But it's a nice tip of the hat, Halloween royalty. Hey, let's get Nick in to do it. Nick did it again for Halloween Kills. You know what I mean? So I just think it's sort of it's a nice gesture to be able to do that. I don't think Nick has to do it. You know what I mean?
It adds more to the production. It really does. Even though, like you said, it's the symbolism of that. I mean, here's a smaller scale example. There's literally a campground in a lake 5 minutes from where I live. I'll drive an hour out of my way to go shoot the Friday the 13th pictures at the filming location of Part 6. Why? It's just like when you're there.
Yeah, that's right.
Like even my mindset gets into the mood. And, and the girls are there. They're getting into it when I'm pointing out like, well, there's Paula's cabin. And this is where this scene happened. And this is the kitchen area. Like, it just adds like, yeah, we can go to the campsite right up the road from where I live. And it'd be great photos. But like you said, it just adds more. So like when it's Nick Castle, to me, it adds more.
Oh, no, for sure it does. For sure it does. But if they never said anything, nobody would.
No, nobody would know. Nobody would care.
Right. If James Jude Courtney went in and went, and you said, that's Nick Castle, people would go, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anything really, but it's a nice thing for it to have Nick to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's great. I think it's really fun and cool. And when I see Nick behind the microphone, I get giggles because I'm like, oh, there's Nick on that. And then I'm like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing because I know that microphone. That's a Neumann U87. Oh, I know it because obviously I do the same shit. I don't breathe. I've never done breathing, but I certainly have been in that environment all the time. So yeah, it's cool stuff. Super chat comes in from Frank Riker, says
super chats.
Yeah, you guys are great. Says here's a super chat to upgrade to Smell-O-Vision. Why am I Smell-O-Vision? Oh, because I think he's just unless I'm exactly.
Smell the pizza.
Exactly. Bernard Cozy sends a super chat and says in H18 13803. Oh my God, you guys are incredible. Allison has the knife swinging downward to stab Michael in the kitchen. 1:38:38, so we are 35 seconds later. She actually looks at the knife, grabs it, and then stabs him. Did this bother anyone else or just me? Well, that sounds like it's just a continuity error. Just sort of just
an editing error. That's all.
Just editing. No, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me any more than many. I mean, watch some old Star Trek episodes from the 60s. Woo! Which I like to do from time to time.
It would be like saying, like, does the smoke of Carpenter's smoke bother me when Nancy Loomis is standing there talking to Jamie Lee Curtis? You know what I mean? Because there's a brief moment where you see a puff of smoke.
That's
it's little things like that. It's like, it's charm to the movie.
Exactly. It would have to be an epic, like
blunder.
Yeah, even not Amy Steele. Amy Steele? No, not Amy Steele. The chick from Friday Part 5 that we watched last week, where she's got, the sweater and the not the sweater.
Pam. Yeah.
Pam. Yeah. Even that, I'm like, I don't know. No, that doesn't. To be honest with you, I've only watched Halloween 18 from start to finish, paying attention twice at the world premiere, and then again in Hollywood with Lewis from the Nerd Report. How you doing, Lewis, if you're watching? But and then I watched it on my channel, and I watched it with you. I think I've watched it with you. Have I watched it with you? Wait, did we watch it together?
Did we?
H18? I can't remember. I know we talked.
Yeah, we did. Not too long ago.
We did. Yeah, that's right.
About a month or so ago.
That's right. I think we did. We did? Did we? Fuck, why can't I remember that? Man, the days are just bleeding into each other. But in those 2 times, so technically I've seen it 4 times, but half of those times I'm half paying attention because I'm doing the show and talking, and you know what I mean? So I don't even recall what he's talking about. But I have no doubt that you're right. And would it bother me? Probably not. I'd have to have a look at it, but. Vanderhoff66FU says, here's a little bit toward Dave and Tony in HD 3D. Yes, Tony and I are going to be in 3D. Eventually, we'll be like this. Hey, folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. So, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thanks very much. David Coe sends a super chat, says, Tony, just wondering what the experience was like. Oh, let me go back here. Was like being a Patriots fan and watching them come back and beat Atlanta while also living in Atlanta. Please don't offend anyone with your answer.
I just sat there smiling as it all unfolded because I took a lot of crap from a lot of Atlanta fans as the game, and I was surrounded by a lot of Atlanta fans.
Yeah,
being in Atlanta, and I just basically just smiling. I really didn't do much bragging until I stepped outside after we won, called my dad, and I did all my bragging because I didn't want to really rub it. Like, I could see just the heartbreak on everyone's face, because literally I was probably the only Patriots fan in the
right
and just like I was like, okay, I could be a total asshole right now, but I wasn't.
Yep.
And it was cool, but it'll never top 2019 because I was there in Atlanta when they were here, and seeing it live and seeing them live is like, whoa, it's like it's the best experience ever. But that was good. Cool. But I kept it even keel.
Kept it even keel?
Until I got outside and called my dad. I was like, fuck yeah!
Yes. Is your dad a Patriots fan too?
God, no, he can't see it. He's so glad. Like everybody's like, Brady. Like, I've been hearing that since he went to Tampa Bay. I'm just like, dude, I've been a Patriots fan since we sucked in the 80s. It's never going to change.
It's like me and the Sabres.
Exactly. We're married for life.
That's it. DreedMem77 says, Dave, you should have Tom Atkins yelling, stop it, stop it, stop it on your soundboard that you can play whenever you get a troll in the chat room, or if you get a caller that's a troll once you add that. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Don't worry. I'm going to add some funny shit. That's some funny shit. Always a work in progress. David Lee Barron says, how come we didn't hear Michael's huffing and puffing during his kills in H18 like he did in the original movie? That's a true trait of his character. Well, the huff, I get what you're saying. Yeah, the that kind of thing that you kind of hear a little bit in the closet scene, and I don't know. I mean, maybe
there's a lot of character traits that even I've mentioned before that I wish they would bring back with Michael: the stalking, the leading up, closing in on his victim,
for sure,
and whatnot.
For sure,
there's a lot of that I wish they would bring back. That makes who Michael is. So yeah, I don't know. Right. It just, I guess as time goes on, you just change ideas and things you want to do with the character. Why? I don't know. Never know.
Yeah. There's a lot I'm hoping to see from Halloween Kills that is, I mean, that's, again, I mean, I know it's going to be more violent. I know it's going, and not just because of what David Gordon Green or company is saying. I mean, it's self-explanatory that when you make a sequel, largely sequels are more violent than their predecessors. So I kind of knew that, well, this is going to be I mean, I just figured it was going to be more violent, but we'll see. And maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. David Lee Barron says, how come we... I already said that. Intel Wild says, how about Dave and Tony in outer space instead of Jason versus Leatherface? What are Tony and I doing in outer space?
I don't know, but I guess if we had green screens behind us, we probably could have like a visual of like,
yeah,
which I actually have a small portable one that I use for videos for corporate clients. Well, because I do corporate videos on top of the photos and stuff like that.
Right, right.
I'll need it from time, not too often, not as much as was back in the day, because now everything's becoming more practical. People want to shoot it in their offices and stuff like that.
Right,
but
right.
Back in the day, green screen was, so I have one. I have a small portable one that I could set up behind us, and you would have to mat it. I don't know how you would do that on my end and mat in the backdrop for the show. I know you could do it on your end easy, but how would you do it on my end? So that I don't know how we could do that. We'll figure out a way.
Oh, like having the same
whatever
thing, you mean?
You could have Saturn behind you. I could have Jupiter behind me. We could have like spaceship,
right. I got you.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, we could do it. We could figure it out. You could figure it out. Yeah, we could do it. Intel Wild says, I love Two Dudes and BS. Please keep it up. We love you too, Intel Wild. Great supporter of the channel. William Long sends in a very generous super chat. Thank you, William. Appreciate that. Says, hey, Dave, love your stream on Harrison Ford. My personal favorite actor. Me too. For similar reasons. Excuse me. Your personal favorite actor for similar reasons is Brad Pitt. Excuse me. I see where you're going. I've just been following his career since I was 10. Tony, you have a favorite actor? I know you're a big fan of Leo.
Leo, yeah, he same like you, buddy. Same like you. I've been a fan of Leo's going back to Growing Pains, and from Growing Pains when he did Gilbert Grape, or Critters was his first movie. Then he eventually got to Gilbert Grape and
That's
Romeo
right.
and
What's he?
Juliet.
Was he nominated for an Academy Award for Gilbert Grape?
Nominated, and he lost to fucking Tommy Lee Jones, who fucking character from The Fugitive. Yeah, not that The Fugitive isn't a good movie, but when you think of performances, like Jones was good, but when you compare it to what Leo did in Gilbert Grape, I'm like, what in the fuck? And that's one the Academy got fucking wrong.
DiCaprio was,
because I'm a DiCaprio fan. I'm just saying, you just look at the performances.
How old was DiCaprio then? Like 17, 18, something like that?
He's in his early teens, mid-teens, not early teens. He was like in his mid-teens range, maybe getting, this is a few years before he did Titanic. He did Titanic. He was 21 going on 20. In fact, I think he had his birthday while he did Titanic, and he turned 22.
Right. So, 22. So, he probably was like, 18, 17, something like that for Gilbert Grape, because Gilbert Grape was 93. So, something like that. Fascinating.
Michael Anderson, when you say Kilmer gave the best performance in 93, are you talking about his performance as Doc? Because that's the one that comes to mind. And if that's so, I totally agree that he got robbed for not being nominated for Doc Holliday in Tombstone. He was fucking awesome.
I haven't seen Tombstone in so long. Until Wild sends a super chat, says, Dave, I actually found out about you through Wham. I'm more a McRae fan these days, but still love them. Oh, the guys at Wham are great. Mike and Jay are fantastic. Frank Riker says, Tony, would you ever do the show in a smoking jacket and pipe like Hugh Hefner?
Well, I have a Darth Vader robe that has Vader's logo on the back and the Empire logo on the front, but I don't have a Hefner robe.
You don't have a Hefner robe?
I don't even wear that. I got the Vader robe as a Christmas gift years ago.
No Hugh Hefner robe for Tony, folks.
Not really a robe wearing guy. What about you? You wear robes? I don't wear robes.
I do wear a house coat from time to time. Yeah, I do. Yep. I wouldn't say I'm a robe guy. But I do have a house coat, which I do wear. Nick sends a super chat, says, Dave, just for shits and giggles, have you ever turned down the color on your TV to try and experience how the original Halloween would look in black and white? I have not done that. That's actually not a bad idea to do. That's actually not a bad idea.
And I also think because of Kim, what's her name? The photographer on set, Kim.
Kim Gottlieb? Or Gottlieb?
Whatever. I have her book. I have the Carpenter book she did.
Oh, I want that book so much.
Because I've seen enough pictures in black and white that she took, I kind of already know what the movie would have looked like in black and white.
I think I offended Kim when I
What?
Well, when I was at the 40th anniversary convention, she was there. A sweetheart of a lady. I think she's great. Kim, if you're watching, she's not watching. But if she is, she's not watching. But if she ever does, but she'd have to fast forward to this point, which is like 2.5 hours into the show. She's never going to see this.
Chance of winning the Powerball than that.
Exactly. But Kim, I think you're fantastic. But when I met her at the convention in Pasadena in 2018, I walked up to her table. I actually have footage of this. I think I still do. I don't know why I didn't post it. Anyway, she had her book on the table and everything, and I wanted a copy, but she had none left. I was going to buy a copy, but she had none left. So I was just talking to her and blah, 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 and she was showing photos of the set. And there is the famous photo of Nick Castle in the mask looking over the railing.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, there's two. Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on a second. Yeah, but hang on. Michael Myers, 1978. Just 1 second. Let's see if I get it. Right. Not the one where he's looking over, where he's holding the knife this way. The one where he's holding the knife this way, and the knife's coming across him.
Yep.
The knife's coming across him.
Yep.
So apparently, the original photo, and I meant no disrespect by this. I was just surprised. The original photo, you can see Nick Castle's eyes. You can see his eyes clear as day.
I thought you can't.
And well, in subsequent releases of the photo, you don't. Apparently, according to Kim, they were darkened out.
Which makes it more effective. And I always thought that it looked strange seeing his eyes because I'm not a professional photographer. I do know a fair bit about lighting and how to light things. And, I do know. Certainly, I wouldn't claim to be an expert. But I was surprised when I saw the photo because she said that that's the original. That's how it actually was exposed. And I found it strange because I didn't think it was exposed where you could see his eyes like that. It looked like it was put in afterwards, is what it looked like. And that's what it looked like to me. It looked strange to me. It looks strange to see his eyes. I don't think you would, because everything else around his eyes is dark, but right. Yet you see his eyes. I think that if you were to see, and this is 1978, I mean, it's not like she was photoshopping this stuff, but it was like... No, she would have been dodging and burning it in the dark room.
Right. So I just I look at it and I'm like, in order for this to be exposed to see his eyes, you would think you would see his lids as well. Or you would see like, I don't know. I was taken back by it. I was like, really? That's the original? I thought that would have been something somebody put in afterwards or something, you know what I mean? To help. No. So anyway, so I said, because you know me, thinking about, I wasn't thinking. I said, actually, I think it looks better the other way.
And she took that personally?
Well, I don't think so. I think she was, I forget she was the utmost professional, polite, but I could tell that when I said that, she was like, oh, wow. And then of course as being the professional I am, I said to her, I didn't mean this, and it does look great. It looks fine. But I said, not to that this doesn't look good. I just said, because of the character, I tried to justify because of the character of Michael, and he has the blackest eyes, the darkest eyes. I was saying, I think it, with the whole, which I'm not wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong. It's not personal to Kim. It's an incredible photo. Otherwise, it's an amazing shot. It's one of the most iconic photos of
in horror,
in horror, and of the character of all time. And that's her doing. I just was so surprised that the original, apparently we see his eyes, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. It doesn't look like the photos exposed where you would see his eyes. So that I always found that really strange. And Kim, if you're watching, I meant no disrespect by saying that I thought it looked, I meant indicative of the character, that it suits the character more not to see anything. You know what I mean? And maybe that's why in subsequent releases of the image, you don't, you know, but yeah, apparently that was the original. But I mean, Kim is amazing. I mean, she's taken photos, not just on Halloween. She's been on a couple of Carpenter films. Yeah. Right. So I would love to get that book.
5 of his movies that she was on set
Yes. With. Yeah. I would love to get that book. I mean, she was a sweetheart, very nice professional. I just kind of felt bad leaving the table thinking, I hope she doesn't think that I'm thinking her photo's crap. I'm not saying it's crap. I just was taken back. I didn't know. I'm like, oh. And that wasn't the first time I had seen it. I had seen the photo with the eyes a couple years prior. And I always thought it was done out. I thought somebody did that. I didn't think those were Nick Castle's eyes. I thought somebody just did that. And I was like what's
took
that?
Eyes and put them in the photo.
Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, well, that's kind of lame. And then when I get to the table at the 40th anniversary convention, and there's the photographer herself with her originals there, and there's the photo, I was like, what? I was like, what? I was just taken back. Taken back. Crazy stuff.
You got a super chat from David Lee Barron.
David Lee Barron sends a super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. He says, I know you answered this a long time ago, but I still don't understand how they knew to use the thorn symbol in H5 when they claim they have no idea what it meant. Did someone just doodle it at random?
That whole movie, nobody knew what they were doing.
That whole movie's a fucking doodle.
It really is a fucking doodle.
I don't know. I think that, no, I mean, obviously that wasn't, I think the probability of somebody accidentally doodling the thorn symbol is highly unlikely. I think it was probably something that they knew, but they didn't know where they were going to go with it.
Well, you pointed out to me when we watched it here recently, the symbol showing up inside the Myers house. Like throwing up as I say it because that
sorry
house
about
is so,
that. I just puked.
So house is so garbage,
right?
But in that home, you pointed. And I never noticed it until you pointed it out that you saw the thorn symbol in there.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't notice it either until we were actually, because it's not a movie that's, you know, in my Rolodex of films. Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I'd seen 5 in like probably decades. Well, no,
not decades,
not decades, but at least it may be a decade. No. You know, although no, that's not entirely true. I watched it about several months ago for my Saturday movie night for my Patreons. So I have watched it probably twice in the last few months. But before that, it would have been maybe even like over 10 years. I mean, I don't watch movies I generally don't like. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to go watch the documentary on Halloween 5 again and see if there's any tidbit of information there about that. Maybe somebody in the chat room that's more versed on Halloween 5's story, you know, than I am, who loves it and knows all the ins and outs. What I do know about 5 is that that there was no direction. It was just a story that the director loved. Yes. And he had no idea who the Man in Black was. I mean, his exact quote, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something I'll leave it to the people that do 6 to figure it out. I mean, it was terrible. No, I think they probably had an idea of that they knew what it was, but where it was going to go, I had no idea. I think they were just setting up mystery. They just were setting things up that were mysterious, and they left it for the next guys to come in and figure out what that mystery is. But shooting Halloween 5, they knew they set up mystery, but I don't think they really knew what the fuck they were doing. Did they know it was the thorn symbol? Probably, but where that was going to go, they didn't know. And I think that's what really that's where the incompetence comes in.
I agree. Edwin A. Sorto, what's good, Mr. Tony and Dave? Do you have a crazy/funny neighbor story to share? No, but actually it's funny because we were talking about this the other day. If I had my ideal scenario of neighbors to have, to the left of me, I would want a neighbor like Wilson from Home Improvement, a guy who can give me life lessons and whenever I screw up, put me on the right path. And the neighbor to the right of me, I would want to have like Kramer from Seinfeld. My comic relief for the fucking day that comes barging into my house.
Comes barging in, and he's like, "How you doing,
Those
Tony?"
would be the two perfect neighbors to have.
Oh, those would be the perfect two neighbors.
Exactly.
Giggity.
Yeah, he is great.
Giggity. It's like, yeah, giggity. What was the question again?
Any funny, crazy neighbor story? I don't, but like that's the best I can give you.
I don't have any crazy neighbor story, although
I don't really talk to my neighbors. Do you? I mean,
a
I do a little bit, you know.
A couple of weeks ago, the SWAT team busted into my. Yeah, I came home with my girlfriend. We were only out for about 25 minutes. We come back as we're pulling along the street. I see all these black, like SUVs and shit. Not one cop car, like a patrol car, like a police car, like not one police car.
And this happened in Canada, in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
Was someone wearing a stormtrooper outfit?
It was
Apparently
crazy.
You can't wear stormtrooper outfits in Canada.
Apparently not. That was in Alberta. So anyway, we pull into the driveway, and these big, 6'2", 240-pound SWAT guys come out of my, not directly my neighbor's house. It was like the one over from them. Come out, and they got like the battering ram thing. They come out, and there's everybody, there's crowds, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, but I didn't go over there. We kind of sat in my car, just kind of watched, and oh yeah, there was at least like 15 or 20 SWAT guys, and then eventually they left, and as they left, it was like the van with the doors open in the back, and they're sitting there like with their guns with the doors, like totally like, oh yeah, like decked out like SWAT team. You know what I mean? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I asked my neighbor if he knew anything, and it was he didn't know much. Apparently, just something went down. And I said to my girlfriend, I said, listen, the SWAT. I mean, if I called 911, the SWAT team's not going to show up. The police are going to show up. So obviously it was either a hostage situation, domestic, something bomb related, like something. The SWAT team doesn't show up when, you're having a heart attack, or when you're, I don't know, there's some domestic dispute or something, unless it's escalated to like hostage situation. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, maybe something crazy. I don't know. Something went down. So that's kind of crazy. But other than that, I can't think of really any funny stories. I'm not too sure. Let's see here. Warren Armour says, Dave, with all your knowledge of electronics, etc., all my knowledge of electronics, why don't you create a new YouTube with user-friendly blogger?
Huh?
I don't understand the question. With all my knowledge of electronics, which is not as much as you might think it is, why don't you create a new YouTube with user-friendly blog? Are you saying why don't I create a new platform, a new YouTube?
User-friendly. I'm guessing that meant like content, like user-friendly content.
Dude, you got to be like a fucking IT tech engineer genius to create a new you got to be like whoever created YouTube, you got to be like those guys. I couldn't create a new platform. Is that what you're saying? Or a new YouTube channel, maybe you mean? I'm not quite sure.
It's gotta
be channel. I don't know what, I can't create a new platform. What, I'm just going to, DaveTube. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a computer engineer. I would have no idea how to, or a software developer or platform developer. I don't even know. I wouldn't know how to do that at all. Jeez. Super chat from Toronto Freddy says, Halloween 5, the doodling of Michael Myers.
I like that title.
Love it. Toronto Freddy gets the rim shot. Intel Wild says, hey Dave, I tried before you shut me down. Any sneak peek on McRae live tomorrow? No sneak peek on McRae. If I start, I got to keep doing it. There's no sneak peek, my man. No sneak peek.
Dang, you know what? I got a perfect sound bit for that now. Okay, every time when you shoot him down, you got to play just the short clip of Blaze of Glory. Where John Bon Jovi's Blaze of Glory, where it's like shot down in a blaze of glory.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Get Trump
shot down.
Shut up. Wrong. No. Get him out. You're fired. You're fired, okay? You're just fired. You're the biggest, the best, the brightest.
Drinking Clorox.
drinking Clorox, injecting it with the best needles.
I can't believe people took him literally when he said that. I'm like,
the greatest
wow.
I know. Listen, I'm not a fan of Trump either, but I watched the thing and I didn't get. I think you would have to be
a moron by a capital M.
You would have to be mentally, you know what, to literally hear what he said
as literal,
and start injecting yourself with Clorox.
But then again, dude, we live in a time frame that I never thought I would see.
But somebody's going to do it.
Well, I know, but no offense to the younger generation, because I know not all of you are like this, but some. Mm-hmm. I never thought we would live in a day and age where I would have to tell my niece and nephew, hey, you guys know that you shouldn't be eating Tide Pods, even though I know it's a trendy thing to do right now.
True. That's true. I mean, that's a good point.
We live in a day and age where that shit happened. Okay? Like, what the fuck?
That's a very good point. Good point.
We did dumb shit as kids in the 80s, but I never had the desire to drink fucking bleach or fucking laundry detergent.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's true. Neither did I. David Lee Barrett says, my guilty pleasure is Tiny Tim songs. What's your guilty pleasure? My guilty pleasure is I don't is that the one that goes tiptoe through the window? Isn't that Tiny Tim? I think that's Tiny Tim.
That's the only one I can think of.
My guilty pleasure is probably just eating junk food, man. Like I try to eat healthy. I run, I work out, things like that, do weights, and every now and then, like my birthday's next weekend. So it's going to be cake time or something. I'm not going to buy a whole cake, obviously, but something. Yeah. Like I think that's my guilty pleasure is kind of having, like a bag of Doritos or something like that.
I've got a guilty pleasure artist. I was listening to her earlier, Belinda Carlisle. She was originally with Bananarama and then went off. I love her voice. She has a very unique voice, big in the 80s. And
yes.
She would be my guilty. She just looked good too in the 80s. She would be my guilty pleasure music that I listened to would be her.
Emphasis on the pleasure.
Very much pleasure. I love me some Belinda.
Flinner.
Where'd
you get your Myers masks from, Dave? Well, these two right here, the Halloween H18 masks.
Same guy who made them, right?
No. These two here are from Chris Baber. The Halloween 2 mask is an independently made mask.
Where he got them from is from the same guy.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's that guy. I'm not sure. It might be that guy. Be that guy. This is an independently made H18 mask, not Trick or Treat Studios. This one here is an MMK AHG All Hallows Ghost. I forget the gentleman I purchased this from. That's an H1 mask. I do want to get another H1 mask. I'm in the market for another H1 mask. And I think Roland Kelly, if you're watching, I think he's sending me an H2 mask, which is kind of cool. So I already have one, but the more the merrier, for Christ's sakes, right?
Same guy sent me the H2 mask back here, Chris Baber, which was made by the guy that follows me. That's what I was just talking to. His name is Blackest Eye 78. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. My bad, dude, if you're watching. But then he contacted me and told me that he made me this mask, and he made me that one and sent me the H1 mask.
Right.
And I've got the H4, which you saw. The coronavirus has put that on hold for shipping. So. Yep. But I do have an H4 mask coming.
I can't wait to see your H4 pics.
I got to tell you, man, I know I say it, but that mask is changing on me big time. Like I feel a lot different than and I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
I've reached that point where I'm not sorry anymore about it.
No, I actually don't think it's the worst mask in the series. I actually think it's grown on me. I think there are terrible shots of it.
Oh, like Surfer?
Well, when he kills Bucky, and he looks like Michael Jackson when he kills Bucky.
Or did they ever do that school scene deliberately with him and Loomis with the blonde hair as a nod to Ben Tramer?
No, it was incompetence. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. Yeah, it was a mistake.
But the actual H4 mask in itself, like you said, there's scenes where I'm like, damn, this thing looks really good. Look like that. Like, damn, this is really, it's and I know people give it shit and I'm just like, I'm not going to fight with you anymore about it. I like it.
Okay, let's go another 10 minutes. Let's do another 10 minutes and then we'll call it a show. That's what I'm doing it right now. Right now. Oh, my. Big G says, Dave and Tony, would you vote Trump again? Well, I can't vote for Trump because I'm Canadian.
And I didn't the first time. I didn't vote for either him or Hillary.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you guys. In all seriousness, and Dave and I have talked about this, I'm not into politics. I really don't care. Honestly, I just don't.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I know enough to at least keep myself knowledge of what's going on, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't. Did I vote in the last federal election here? No, I didn't.
Do you even have a side? I don't even have a side. I'm not registered either way.
No, I'm not registered either way. Look, there are things that like if I just think of myself as a person and think of myself as views that I have and opinions I have. There are things that I think I probably fall right of center on. There are things that I think I fall left of center on, but I don't identify as a liberal or a conservative. Same. Or if you were in the States, it would be a Democrat or a Republican. I don't, because I think there's fucking dog shit, piss ass pieces of garbage on both sides. I think there's corruption on both sides. I think there's genuine people who really do care and try to make a difference on both sides. But largely it's a game. It's a he said, she said teams. You're on teams. You're on teams, are you red? Are you blue? Are you blue? Are you red? Are you red? And I just don't care. I think I just find myself, especially here in this country, I don't particularly like Trudeau, but it's not because I'm conservative. I'm not conservative. It's not, there's been a lot of conservative leaders in this, country that I think I don't care for either. The same thing. So I'm not a big politics person. I guess you would say that I was independent, but I don't even like that because then that tells you that I care, and it's not that I don't care at all. I just don't get caught up in the drama of it. I don't care about that. I just don't care. But if you were to ask me, for example, I've always been a pro-choice person when it comes to abortions. That's a very liberal thing. It's a very left thing. Pro-life is a very up here would be conservative. Down there would be Republican, right? Very right thing, right?
You want to know where I stand? It's none of my damn business. That's where I stand. None of my damn business what a person does. It's not not hurting me any.
Which essentially is kind of pro-choice. At the end of the day, it's like, hey, it's your choice. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. But I was for the legalization of marijuana, which is a very left thing. But I don't smoke marijuana. You know what I mean? But yet the concern, so those are two things there that are very left of center. But then there's a couple other things that I could go into where I'm like, nah, I'm right on that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get attached to these identity kind of I just don't, because once they pigeonhole you into, it's like, look, there's shit that I just go by that makes sense. I think that fucking works. That's a left thing. Great. Do it. I don't fucking care.
Well, unless you live in my country, man, because just when I didn't think my country could raise the stupidity level, we apparently have that. If I'm wearing a mask, that means I'm a liberal. If I'm not wearing a mask, the N95 mask, then that means if I'm not wearing it, I'm a conservative. It's like, how the fuck did we how do you define someone
crazy.
Because if
Dude,
they're wearing a mask or
it's
not?
Crazy. It's crazy. I
did order one of those half Jason hockey masks, though.
That's awesome. Awesome. Just treat people the way you want to be treated, and just fuck. I don't care. I don't care if you're black or white, gay or straight, Republican, Democrat, liberal. I don't care. And the people that obsess over it so much, I'm just not for you, man. If you are obsessed about that kind of stuff, well, then we can't be friends. Because I just don't care.
Just can't be.
As long as you're a contributing member of society, you're passionate, you're a good father or mother or a good person in the world and a good friend, and that's all I care about, man. We can sit and have some fun, shoot the shit, whatever. But I'm not neck deep in the politics. It's not something that it's just too much drama. It's too much. It's like wrestling. You know what I mean? It's just too much drama and show, and and it's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. So it's not, and again, I'm not saying that there aren't genuine people who don't get themselves into politics, who really do want to make a difference, who really do care about you. Yeah,
Yep.
Those people do exist. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, that's how I kind of feel about it. So anyway, enough of the politics. Back to the movies. Let me see here. Bernard Cozy says, Zach Axiola from the chat wants advice for his Halloween fan film. Any moments from the franchise he could do to pay homage without ripping them off? Well, Zach, if you're watching, my advice to you would be to you just don't do it verbatim. So, like for example, in my little, I uploaded a clip on my channel a month or so ago, which was a clip from The Boogeyman, a short little Halloween thing I did where I was breaking into a closet and doing all that kind of stuff. But I made it my own in the sense of that it was theater of the mind. So I have a closet. Michael's breaking into a closet, right? Uh-oh. Is this going to be ripped off? Well, think about what I did. So I have it theater of the mind, which I only did because I was just, I'm not saying that you have to do it without an actress. I did it because I was by myself and I just wanted to do something quick. So I got creative. I did it all through sound. So I had it as a woman who was crying in the closet. She had a baby with her. Right? The baby's crying. Michael's trying to, break in, and then all of a sudden she shoots him in the closet, and he's boom, boom like this, and there's these gunshots going off. The babies, what the fuck is going on? Commotion. I made it my own, right? So there's a closet scene, but I'm adding my own spin to it. There's a mother with a baby in the closet. You know what I mean? That's not what happened, right? So the closet is really, it's the closet scene. It's tipping your hat. It's the homage. It's the POV looking up at him, but it's not verbatim. It's not Laurie with the blue shirt on, with a cut, taking a coat hanger, stabbing him in the eye. I'm not just recycling the same thing. Right. So that would be my advice, is that you use the closet as, it's the closet scene, but you add your own spin to it, So like if Freddy, his claw was, gonna come out of the bathtub, maybe it doesn't come up between the legs. Maybe it comes up behind her, and grabs her from behind and pulls her under or something, something like that. You add your own spin to it.
It's like, because I had some people give me shit about Michael holding the photo that I did. I lit it the same way that they did. I did the blue lighting. I'm in a bedroom.
But I noticed you also had it facing the other way as opposed to.
I just changed hands. That's all I did. Instead of posing it with this hand that Castle's holding in the movie, I did it with this hand,
right?
And was posed on the opposite side. Yeah,
on the opposite side. Yeah.
On the opposite. So, like you just said, it's an homage. It's a wink to what they did in the film, but I made it my own.
Right.
And here's another thing, Zach. I'm going to tell you, you're gonna get fucking people out there like I did on my photo. That's not the exact way they did. Don't listen to them. Just like Dave said, make it your own, and
make it your own. Have fun with it. If you're not having fun, who fucking cares? Zena's barking. Frank Riker says, D&T, what's your favorite shot or voice job? Oh, picture or, I get it, voice job you did. We've been asked this before. For me, I would say, I don't know if I have a favorite, but I would say anytime I'm doing something that is, like a movie trailer. I mean, and I wasn't the only one that did this. I got to say that, but having the opportunity to do a trailer for it a couple years ago was awesome. So that's something that I whenever I do something for Warner Brothers or even Disney, or I'm doing like I did, the whole campaign for Inside Out and Big Hero 6. And, whenever I'm doing stuff like that for one of the studios, that's always fun. You always feel like, hey, this is, because it's at you're doing stuff that you're at the top of your game. You know what I mean? But I do everything. I do everything from that all the way down to corporate presentation and training videos, right? As a voice actor, I'm sometimes hired to do that too. So those things are kind of run-of-the-mill, monotonous. That would be like Tony, not there's anything wrong, but it'd be like Tony doing, going out, doing some real estate, doing some, real estate, photography and, things like that. People ask him, he goes out, he does that. But Tony shooting like the Super Bowl, that's like me doing a trailer. It's a a different thing. Me doing a trailer for like It, you know what I mean? So there's different, like there's many different jobs within the acting and voiceover world. It would be like starring in a movie with Harrison Ford, and then you're doing a little, independent film, or something like that. So, for me, anytime I get to work for one of the studios, it's and then of course, being there, I mean, that's a whole other thing too, but doing that I think is always fun. I don't know if I have a particular favorite, but I am really happy with how the It trailer turned out. I think it looks and sounds really good.
Sounds good. Yeah. I liked it.
What about you, Tony?
It's tough. Like you said, first, I just appreciate all my clients and the fact that I can do this as a full-time career. So that in itself, I can't pick one, but I will say this, probably my favorite photograph that I've ever captured, I have hanging right around the corner there. And I've mentioned that it's of
the World Trade Center,
the first photo that I ever developed in a darkroom in junior high. Obviously never imagining what eventually would happen to them. So I'm very partially fond of that photo because it's the first that I ever developed in a dark room. I was graded on for it, so like there's a lot of sentiment there. And then of course the fact that it's the towers. So
that's awesome. I love it. I love that you have that shot. Let me just see here. Did I miss any super chats? There were a couple that came in. Let me see if we go back and get these guys here. Super chat from Big G says, Tony, Belinda was in the Go-Go's, not Bananarama.
You are correct, my friend. I always get those two mixed up. The Go-Go's sing We Got the Beat, Vacation, and Our Lips Are Sealed. Bananarama sings Cruel Summer, but it's funny because Cruel Summer will come out and be like, the Go-Go's, and everyone will be like, fucking Bananarama, dude. I'm like,
Bananarama.
Yeah, you are right.
Cool. Super chat from Big G. Oh, wait. No, let me go back. Big G. No, David Lee Barron says, regardless of his personal life, do you believe Michael Jackson was the greatest pop star of all time? Well, I will say this. Whether he was the greatest of all time can often be subjective. However, you can point to record sales, pop culture footprint, ticket sales to concert, things like that. You certainly could measure it to a degree. But I will say this. I love Michael Jackson as an artist. I think, I tend to believe there is some truth to some of the weirdness of him. But I will say
he never crossed the line. I think he did things that were questionable, but I don't think he went full on.
I don't know, right? I'm not sure. But I will say that I think what's difficult for people to, and I'm not saying for everybody, and it would be for a lot of people, is he's so incredibly talented. One of the greatest entertainers that's ever lived. It's so hard to come to terms with maybe he was that guy. Yeah. And I'm not saying he was, but I'm certainly there's enough circumstantial evidence at the very least to make you go, well, it's possible. And it's a little, and he was a little, he never had little girls over, and it was a little, not that he didn't, but I mean, it wasn't having a little girl share as a room. And I know there's justifications for it. I've heard it all, folks. I understand he didn't have a child that he wanted to give. I get all that. But the thing that I think I love him as an entertainer, and I can separate it. It's like Kevin Spacey, fucking one of the greatest actors. He's an incredible actor, but he's a dick. He was an incredible actor, but he's a fucking dick. But he's an amazing actor, but he's a fucking douchebag. And I think it's hard for some people to come to terms with that. But for me, I can still listen to Michael Jackson's music because I can separate the artist from whoever he was, potentially. And so I think if there's a lesson to be learned from people like Jackson, potentially, or Spacey, or people like them, is that talent, you can be the most talented, incredible artist in the world, but still be a fucking cocksucking piece of shit. I mean, they're not mutually exclusive to each other. Just because you're incredibly talented doesn't mean you're virtuous and you are somehow, a perfect, he's so pure. It doesn't mean that, man. Doesn't mean that. There's a fine line between insanity and genius, right? And I'm, and I'm not here to say that Michael Jackson was that guy.
It's like Jeepers Creepers.
Well, he proved it. I mean, he was. But
he looking at the movie,
right. Yeah. No, it's a good example. Yeah, it's a good example. Great movie. He diddled kids. I mean, they're not mutually exclusive to each other. I'm trying
not to laugh. That's fucked up.
Well, it is fucked up. It's fucked up.
It's just the way you say it.
No, I know. I get it's okay. People aren't going to hold you to it. It's true. It is. He diddled, but it's awful to think. So,
God, if we were doing a scene in a show, I would have totally broken character at that point.
So regardless of his personal life, which is what David is saying, like, whether he did or didn't something he's weird. Okay, let's put that aside. Do you think he's one of the greatest pop stars of all time? Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Well, he said was the greatest. Well, certainly one of, if not, absolutely one of the greatest entertainers who has ever lived. Yeah. Amazing entertainer, 100%. Who may, it's just. I mean, God, there was a Darren Sands. Is Darren Sands in the chat still? Darren, what was the name of that British TV show guy? He was like a kids TV show guy. He was and he diddled kids too. He was like into the whole or weird. What the hell was his name? He was like a British entertainer, like not like Mr. Rogers, but he had like a kids show, or he was like an entertainer. What the fuck was his name? Is Darren Watts?
Not Mr. Bean, is it?
Tommy Seville. No, that's it. Big G says it. That's right. Jommy? I think you mean Tommy, right? Is that right? Darren might be sleeping. That's true. Oh, no, it is Jommy. Oh, it is. It is Jommy? Jommy? Really? I thought it was. Really? That's it? Yeah, Darren might be sleeping. You're right, because it is very late over there. That is good. Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy. I was going to say Jommy. I don't remember his name being Jommy. I was about to go, okay, well, Johnny Seville. Johnny it is. Right. Well, there you go. You guys know what I'm saying. Nobody would have thought that. I mean, I know there were signs, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
Cosby.
You can... Cosby, look at Cosby. You can bring joy to... And there are still people that don't think Cosby had it. Come on. I'm sorry to say, I think Cosby was, I think Cosby... Cosby could be one of the, I don't want to say greatest, that's not the right word. Cosby could be one of the most mass serial rapists that we've ever had, and we wouldn't even know it. Yep. Who knows how many women he's drugged and, like, Jesus. You can bring joy to so many fucking people and be a scuzz-sucking piece of shit. You absolutely can in your personal life. You know what I mean? So, sad to say. And again, I'm not saying I'm just saying that despite his personal life, whatever it was, is he one of the greatest entertainers of all time? Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Did I miss any more Super Chats? Big G? Oh, wait, I did. There's a couple here. You guys, we want to keep Dave around. Big G says, Dave, happy birthday on May 24th. Have a movie rental on me. Well, thank you so much, my man. Really appreciate it. That's right. The 24th of May.
Plans or...
No, just hanging out with my girl, just maybe watching it. That's next Sunday.
Or this Sunday. Not next, this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday coming up, the big 4-1. And then Tony will be 41 a couple of days after me. So it's okay. Right. I feel better. Nick sends a super chat, says, Tony, new doc Beastie Boys story is on Apple TV.
It's like, it's so good. It's just missing one really fucking key ingredient, which is MCA. I wish MCA could be here with Ad Rock and Mike D to do that, because it was really good. It was very creative how they did the live doc. Have you seen the live doc?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And the skits that they put together, I don't want to spoil it because it's new. It's just, if you're a big Beastie Boy fan like me, or a fan of them in general and what they did, highly recommend watching it. And like I said, it's literally the only thing it's missing is MCA. If he was there, it would have been perfect. Cool.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure I check that out. And then Big G says, Tony, what type of dog and name have you got?
Oh, Xena, and she's a Labradoodle Retriever.
Labradoodle Retriever.
Mid-size, about a mid-size.
Yeah, about mid-size. Cool. All right, folks, that's going to do it for Tony and I here on episode 70 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tony and I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for McRae Live. I hope you guys tune into that. Tony, any last things you want to say here, my man?
No, good stream, good show. Loved watching TCM 2003 with you guys tonight. It was a good time.
It was awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you to my moderators, Tony. Well, Tony, yeah, you are. you are one of my moderators. Thank you to Jason Knight, Tabitha Short, Frank Riker, and Darren Sands. Of course, you guys keep the chat room flowing. Really appreciate you guys doing it, man. And thank you to all the people who sent in super chats and all the non-super chat questions. Sorry we didn't get to them like we normally do. Of course, there were a lot of super chats tonight, but we appreciate you sending them in nonetheless. Yeah, and we'll be back soon. Alrighty, that's gonna do it for us. I'm out of here.
Later.
Cheers.